see, 3, 2, and yeah, keyframe low rate. Yeah, whatever. Facebook. All right, I should be good now. All right, yeah. I see the little buttons now. All right, it wasn't reading the Procaster. All right, last but not least, I got 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go ahead and address this subject matter. I'm gonna go to this post real quick and have the customers would appear. Overnight and grab. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go to good old Energizer. Let's talk about it. All right, so there's this post that I have that is about me. I have this button. This is a surprise. Is it? All right. Well, look at you. Yeah, I'm just out here. Listen, I'm just recording this so I can go and chop it up later. But really, I'm just also lining up with, I guess, the time frame that you have on certain goals in TikTok. And as I'm like now into the version of quote unquote monetizing on TikTok, then that's what it is. On Facebook and YouTube, I guess I'm still working on it. So it is what it is. But right now I'm on 3 platforms. And something that I wanted to look at today, let's see if I can hear myself real quick. On all right, this video has been removed by the uploader. Well, we passed that part. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe it'll, let's see. All right, there we go. I'm hot. Oh, okay. Maybe it'll. Yeah, I can hear myself. All right, there we go. I'm hot. Yeah, I can hear myself. Okay, all right. That was a little weird. All right, almost there, y'all. So let's see. I'll do it from my. All right, so. All right, so here's the video. I want to show y'all this real quick. Let me show you something. All right. All right, for TikTok, y'all probably can't see it. Let's see real quick. Energizer does not take any requests. Do not approach Energizer. Dancing is highly suggested. All right, let's start it over real quick for those who just joined. Watch this. Energizer does not take any requests. Do not approach Energizer. Dancing is highly suggested. Energizer does not take any requests. Do not approach Energizer. Dancing is highly suggested. Energizer does not take any requests. Do not approach Energizer. Dancing is highly suggested. Energizer does not take any requests. Energizer does not take any requests. Do not approach Energizer. All right, so that's the request, right? That's the that's the video. So this video is 2 years old. All right, what's up, Ro? Thank you for joining in. I'm just in here addressing something real quick and just getting a little time in on TikTok live. So it is what it is. I'm not quote unquote expecting big numbers, anything too crazy. But 6 p.m. tonight live. We doing New Jack Swing. It's gonna be a party vibe. So y'all come rock with me. All right. So this video that anybody is paying attention to just saw. So it went viral, and this is where I sit and feel about this video. So the original idea, and something that you really have to pay attention to in life, and that you should go in and investigate and open up your mind to and understand, is intent. Now, a lot of times, and I've heard people, like my brother's one of them. Yeah, I don't care about intent. I don't care about intent. I've heard him say this before. And at one point I was like, okay, I get it. Because some people will try to manipulate you with using, oh, I didn't intend that way. Or if you're used to people being manipulative, then when they voice their intent, you're being more so defensive. Because in a lot of cases, what they are describing to you when they speak about intent is they're just letting you know, my intention was one thing and it went a different way. That's life. That's how things happen. I can buy you peanut butter and intend to feed you. It can be a gesture that, oh, I'm getting you, some type of nourishment and supplementation, and I'm helping you out. and then you have a peanut allergy. My intent was not to harm you or have you break out an EpiPen, but at the end of the day, it is a byproduct of something that happened that was beyond my intent or the information that I had originally. So here's the disclaimer. My intent for recording the video that was posted, the original intent was to just record content. As they say, record content, record content. So this venue is a big venue. It's a pool party venue, the outside of it, and it's like a kind of like a Vegas style nightclub on the inside. So it's equivalent to going to a Vegas club like a Dre's, where they have a nightclub and a pool. Okay, if you've ever been to Vegas, and a lot of, I mean, Hard Rock and Encore and just a lot of those other places, they have clubs, pools, right? So this is that marquee. So at this venue, this is a 4th of July event, and the promoter that I work with, here's another thing that address what goes on in the comments. The promoter that I work with, been working with the promoter since like maybe 2009, 2010-ish, somewhere maybe up in that pocket. So when the text comes over, and I've done multiple residencies with this guy, and we've worked together for many years, he's hiring me because he knows the quality and the reputation of what I'm able to do with my work. That's the reason why he's hiring me. So when it comes down to song requests, there are events for DJs where you go into and you're completely blind. You don't know the demographics. You might be told one thing and it's something else. So here's the thing, like I have oftentimes in like weddings or birthday parties where people will say one thing that they want, and they send me a playlist. They'll send me their suggestions. They'll send me their request, something to go by. And then you get there and the crowd and the people that they invited are completely different. So in those experiences, yes, you might want to take some version of request. All right. So I'm not anti-request. My thing says Energizer does not take requests. Do not approach Energizer. Dancing is highly suggested. And what that was created for was to combat the person that I started experiencing, the type of energy that I started receiving or not receiving, but experiencing while I'm DJing in certain urban clubs. And in those urban clubs, I would see how people would, if they can access the DJ booth or make their way to having some version of personal contact, they would. But it's not like, hey, you know, are you thirsty? Can I get you a drink? Hey, you're hungry? We got some fruit over here at the table. Hey, I see you sweating. You need a towel. It was none of those things. It was like, thank you for driving to McDonald's. Thank you for pulling up to McDonald's. How may I take your order? It's like, that's how they approach you. So thank you for dining in and such. Can I start you off with some appetizers and a drink? That's how they're approaching the DJ. So as me and other DJs had this conversation, what I started to notice was that this is not just unique to me. This was the type of person that exists. Let's back up. Back in the day, you had vinyl, you had 8-track, you had different mediums in vinyl. You had different mediums of how you controlled your music. Then you had radio in place. Radio played music, and they tricked you into thinking that they cared about your request. It's only a marketing ploy. They were lying to you the whole time, because if anybody has ever paid attention to radio, radio plays the same 5 to 10 songs in rotation. And in some cases, which is the type of DJing that I grew up on, then you had great DJs that did their like morning mix. You had a, afternoon at work mix. You had a happy hour mix. And then you had some radio shows that we take care of our DJs in South Carolina. I'm riding with that. I'm riding with that. That's what I want to hear. Take care of your DJ. And I'm going to address that in a second. I'm glad you said that. So what I would see was, I would see a lot of people. Let's see. Good afternoon, Energy. Okay, good. Let's see who all in here. I seen that. Thought it was cool. All right. Shout out to everybody on YouTube just checking in. I'm just addressing this thing. That's a little post I got going. And I think it's a subject matter that, I need to go live about. So here I am. So anyway, so I'm not a person that is there to quote unquote cater to you. My job is to perform the expectation of the music that whoever hired me has on me. They want me to perform music and play particular music that is going to capture, entertain, and hopefully please the crowd that they marketed to. In my interaction with the persons, my biggest issue is the development of how we originally used to control our music, how it changed, and how it created a different thought process and how people approach their music. So picking up on what I was saying growing up, people tuned into the radio tricked you into the request line. Listen, the reason that came about is so that the radio can trick you into giving them a particular amount of traffic. That traffic has some type of sound scan or analytics or some type of measurement on the traffic that they got. And then they took that information, those statistics, those analytics, and they took it to advertisers, or they showed it to advertisers when advertisers showed up and wanted to promote having some version of marketing power or some version of leverage when it came down to the advertising department. Here's an example. Public radio will always create a real playlist, no repeats. Check out. Okay, the Pacific, yeah, real public radio, yes. So from there, they created this guise of, I'm going to take your song requests, and they're really not taking your song requests. They're taking those analytics, and when, let's just say I have a hair show coming up, or I'm an attorney and I want to market, or I have a step show coming up, or I have a flea market coming up. Anything that has to do with, I want to use your public radio listeners and the platform that you've created. I want to use this for my gain and use. How much can I pay you to do so? That's where song requests come from. It's not because they care about you. And if you're just not hearing this, there's no Santa Claus as well. You're welcome. So in the same way it ain't no Santa Claus, it's the same way that music, that radio stations have been manipulating you for being a fan of music. So people like me who say no requests, I'm a person that really, what's up, chocolate girl? I'm a person that really does care about you. I'm a person who is really honed in and listened to the music, being in the back car seat of my mom who drove around to listen to music, being in the car with my stepdad as we listen to public radio and rock stations and other diverse music, because he grew up with a diverse 80s, 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s music, and he passed that along to me. Me being in school dances, me listening to the DJs that were on the radio that did they mix shows back then and remembering what they mixes are. Being a young man at middle school dances, high school dances, step shows, being in a band, all these things that I've encompassed and entertained myself, watching MTV, BET, VH1, Video Soul, Jock Jams, all these things have made me who I am as a DJ. And between those initial years of experience, let's say the first, I don't know, 18 to 21 years of life, and I become a DJ at 22 years old, I got 43 years of musical experience. And now I just want to sidestep real quick, because if you guys don't know, I have a podcast called the I Am Energizer Podcast. That's where I speak to the more spiritual side of life. But let's go to the spiritual side of me, because I'm going to clock out of Energizer real quick, the DJ, and I'm going to clock into I Am Energizer Podcast on YouTube. The spiritual side of me, who's to say that millennia, lifetimes that I've lived, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, I know I've lived multiple lives. And who's to say that I don't have multiple musical impressions in the cloth that created me and the cloth that I come from, right? Who's to say that who you refer to as God and who I refer to as a father, who I refer to as the creator, who is to say that when he made me, he didn't stitch music in my cloth and say, yeah, he gonna come out here and do his thing. And this is what I put him on earth to do. Now let's clock back into Energizer, the DJ. All right. Make sure you check out I Am Energizer Podcast on YouTube. Energizer, the DJ, is a guy that in his 40 something years of experience, when he goes to DJ, he is decisive on the music and the ideas that come to him. He has collectively taken all his observations, all his Shazams, all his YouTubes, all his save Instagram posts with people with music, all his watching other DJs and analyzing them, all his walking through malls, all the things that I have been riding in cars, all these things that come about. And uh, I am commentating. That is true. All these things that I have come across in life, I'm now putting that into use while I DJ. See how that works? Collectively. Something I like to remind people of. There are very few people in life. I have 23 years of just DJing experience, meaning that I plugged in turntables, plugged in a mixer, ran wires, ran cables, and then put music together in my mind. I put together what you guys refer to as the aux cable, what you guys refer to as playlists, what you guys refer to as curation. Guess what? I've been doing that for 20 something years. So when somebody pops up and wants to demand, because there's a difference between request and demand, just in case no one knows, and I'm not pitching this to you guys. This is for people who, as I go viral for this post again, they're going to go and they're going to dig and try to look for who Energizer is. They're going to try to dig for, yes, there's a reason from learning from the bottom. I got it from the mud. Best little hoe house in Texas. What's happening? So it's a reason that I'm here in the position I'm in. So I'm gonna address a few things that I see in the comments. But I want to impress upon people so that I can educate my group of people who what I have come to find out, the people who are attached to me or that tune into my lives that are on TikTok. This week we doing 6 p.m. Normally I do like the 9 o'clock hour to about 11 or so. But this week I'm trying a new time slot. So I'm starting at 6 p.m. and I'm there to about 8:30 almost, at the latest 8:30. Anyway, let's go with the definition of demand. Definition of demand. Let's see what a demand is. A demand, an insistent and, wait a minute, and peremptory request made as if by right. All right, that's nobody knows those words. Here we go. Verb, ask authoritatively. Order to. These are some of the similars. Okay. Command, order, dictate. That's a demand. Here's a request. Definition of request. An act asking politely or formally for something. So let's try that again. A request is an act of asking politely or formally for something. The type of people that come to the DJ booths in a lot of rap clubs, because this is where I experience this at. If I'm doing other type of demographics, not to say that it doesn't happen, but when you're in urban hip hop clubs and you have to play quote unquote hot music and rap and all of that, this is where you experience this. You experiencing drunk people, you experiencing aggressive people, you experiencing demanding people, because to make an request is an act of asking politely. And that's not how they approach me. So when people are rolling up or walking up in those positions to where they're able to access me directly, meaning like let's say I'm on a table or a desk or a DJ booth to where we're on the same level. A lot of times these people walk behind the booth. Why are you back here? You don't do that at the airline. You don't do that at the Shake Shack. You don't do that at the burger joint. You don't do that when your pastor is preaching. You don't do that when the political people is up. You don't do that to the officer. When the officer pull you over, you don't go sit in the car and sit in the passenger seat with him and start looking behind the laptop to see what he got. Man, people real life do this. I'm DJing and they want to walk around and try to look at the laptop. Bro, this is not community share. I didn't invite you back here. Why are you back here? So I've ran into this so many times. So at one point in time, and naturally who I am, I'm naturally a person that's about comedy. I'm about, if you don't know, before I DJ'd, I was a comedian for a particular period of time. I go by the name of Energizer because I've been Energizer since December 7th, 1997. All right. That's where Energizer comes from. All right. So my ninth grade of high school, I pledged the organization. That organization, I was on a line called The Tribe, and on The Tribe, I am Energizer. So from there, Energizer from The Tribe, I use THA, which is The Tribe. I use the moniker Energizer The, and then in classic form of how last names came about, the last names were a reflection of what we know as family now, but used to be your family was your profession. So let's say if you were a steward, then they knew what the stewards did. If you were a butcher, your name might be related to butchering. If you were a banker, your name would be related to that. If you were a farmer, your name would be related to that. So with that being said, that's why it's Energizer the DJ. When I emceed, I was Energizer the MC. I've never been DJ Energizer. That's not me, because most DJs are the DJ name and then they become that moniker and they take on this persona and ego. Energizer, the DJ, is saying, I'm Energizer, which is who I am. And from there, that is who I am while I'm performing whatever it is I'm performing or doing or you're experiencing me as. All right. So that is the way how my name is titled up. And if you watch my energy, you'll see I'm Energizer, one that infuses others with energy. So with request, and as I speak to one who infuses others with energy, one of the things that I experience is a telepathy with my crowd. A lot of DJs don't have this. This goes back to the spiritual aspect of who I am and the spirituality and who my energy is. I know there are particular gifts that I possess that other DJs don't have. So they have to operate through their lenses. So that's why if you get to going too much back and forth in the comments and saying little goofy stuff, I'm going to just block you. I don't have to go back and forth with you because you're not showing up to learn from me, which I'm innately a great teacher, but you're showing up to argue with me to tell me your perspective. Yeah, you got to take requests. You ain't no real DJ if you don't take requests. That's not the qualification for a DJ. It's not the qualification for a DJ. If you go look back, the real qualification for a DJ is a person who embraced the technology to perform the medium of music that was being used. So if I use two tape players and I use some form of mixer in between, whether it be a fader mixer or a crossfader mixer, and I plug those things in, and then I went and programmed the music behind that, that is essentially what a DJ is. What is a DJ? The word is disc jockey, but everything that we're dealing with is not disc. Disc describes the medium because the main medium was vinyl. That's what a disc jockey was, and a jockey, it's to control or to manipulate. So I'm controlling or manipulating disc. So that's why if you look at controllers that DJs use, and I got many around here, or you look at turntables and stuff like that, it's a disc. So disc describes what? Circular. So as a DJ, the prerequisite is to put the medium of music, the technology being used at the time, and I'm proficient or hopefully proficient in that technology, and I convey it through someone in some type of transmission. That's the qualifications of being a DJ. It doesn't say you have to be good. It doesn't say you have to be great. It says nothing about those things. It doesn't say you have to play the music for the people who want the music. And that, there we go. I like that. Know your power. And that's what it is. And so what I realized with a lot of DJs, and I'm going to read some of these comments. What I realized is a lot of DJs don't know their power. A lot of DJs don't operate from a position of power, and they just operate, oh man, 50, almost at 50,000 views. This thing has hit like 2 million views 2 years ago when this thing went out. And I forgot when I got the collaboration, I forgot when you select yes, or like for the approval, I forgot it tagged me and it's like my post because I don't even want this on my page. So I probably end up deleting it. But here we go. So with that being said, a DJ's qualification is just a person who shows up with the technology to transmit some version of music or broadcast to people. That's really what a DJ is. Doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't mean you take requests. It's none of those prerequisites. Now, what we like are good DJs. That's what we like. um, um, with requests, which is something that I'm speaking to, I just like to educate people on this. When you approach the DJ, please be nice to the DJ. The formal definition, or the definition, is request, meaning that you're asking for something to be done. When you walk up on a person and you're aggressive and you treat people a particular type of way, why do you not think that they're not going to reciprocate and not want to do something that you asked them to do? Why treat them like that? That's something that I don't understand. If I go to a place and I'm ordering food, I'm not starting off like that. That's just not how I'm approaching ordering something from someone. That's why if you order with someone, so whenever I'm ordering food, my daughter hates this. We pull up to the window and they say, "Thank you for such as. Can I take your order?" I say, "Yeah, hey, how you doing? Um, can we order a 5-piece?" I'm sorry, I can't hear you. "Yeah, can we order a 5-piece and a and a and what would you like with that? We would like a ranch dipping sauce." And so now I'm projecting, because when I was soft like this and I talked in this type of voice or tone, you told me you couldn't hear me. So now I have to project my voice. And now, how do you take that? Now I got to deal with somebody's feelings. Now someone, "Oh, he's yelling at me." Well, you didn't hear me when I talk like this and I was all personable and soft spoken. So what I realized for people, when you're soft spoken and you take requests, and this is something that I learned, when you take requests, and it's the dehumanization. When men ask women to smile in public, it is like a woman's not going through something, or like you have to be forced to smile. Yes, that's true. But it is the dehumanization. Now, that is 100%. Thank you, best little whole house in Texas. When you're dealing with people, remember, they're a human too. They're a person too. So the same way you would like to be approached and treated, it's the same way I want to be approached and treated when I'm behind the DJ booth. Not to add to the fact that there is a person who trusted me, that hired me to do a particular skill set. I have more collective experience than the doctor you deal with, than usually the officer that you deal with, than the attorney that you deal with, than the pastor that's going to lie to you and just want you to pass the offering plate around and it's going to tell you close the doors if you don't have the money that he asked for. Then a lot of coaches that you deal with, then a lot of teachers that you deal with. I have more experience professionally and collective knowledge of what I do than a lot of those professions. So why walk up on me and talk crazy to me? Why walk up to any DJ and talk crazy to them? I don't care if they're new. I don't care if they've been doing it for a decade. Treat them like a human. And any other, and this is the other thing, in any profession that you deal with, treat those people with kindness. When I walk up to someone, and this is something that I learned, I'll get back to my request rant. This is something that I learned that's happened since the pandemic. I walk into a place or I call someone and they answer the phone. "Thank you for calling such and such," or "Welcome to such and such. How may I help you?" I then say, and I know I should probably jump straight to business, but the human in me says, "Hey, how you doing today? What can I help you with?" I had it happen at AutoZone where, and it's funny, I knew the exact guy on who it was. I called, "Hey, how you doing today? How may I help you?" I said, "Whoa, hey." I said, "Hey man, how you doing? I don't know if you heard me, but I asked you how your day was. Just in normal formality. I know we probably really honestly don't actually care about each other's day, but when you say, 'Hey, how you doing today?' the customer service thing to do would then be, you just return it. 'Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself?' Or, 'Hey, I'm doing great. How may I assist you?' That's how that goes, because you're answering the question. 'Hey, how you doing today?' 'Oh man, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. How may I help you?' You can do that because you don't have to engage in the back and forth. You don't even have to reciprocate and say, 'Oh man, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?' You don't have to do it. So what I realized since the pandemic is customer service and the way how people treat you is terrible. So he just got straight to how can I help you or something like that. I said, "Oh, okay, well, hey, in normal formalities, this is how that goes." And I asked him again. I said, so I'm gonna start over, and you know what I'm saying, let's try it again. Hey, how you doing today? What can I help you with? I said, man, did you not hear me? Did you not get it? Oh, you can say it how many times you want. Um, that's not gonna change or something he said. And I was like, let me get these keys and pull on up on him because I'm 2 miles away. Let me pull on up on him. So I pulled right on in there, and I went and talked to ended up talking to the manager, the shift leader involved. And when he pointed out and confirmed who I was speaking with, I said, you know what? This is who he is. It doesn't matter if I educate him. It doesn't matter if I call him out for who he is. He's young, and there's nothing about him and his energy that's going to reciprocate this type of energy that I'm providing him. And so what I realized too, this is the second thing, and like I said, I'll move on. When I walk down the street, because I guess I've been taught and my mother provided me with the discipline of having manners. Like when I walk down the street and me and you make eye contact, I'm going to nod my head. I'm going to acknowledge you as a human. I'm going to smile at you. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to hit you with that head nod. I'm going to be something. I'm going to do something to acknowledge you because you never know what people are going through. And I don't know. It's just the human in me that I speak, and people will stare you in your face and not say anything. And I had to start having a conversation in my head that no matter who they are, you continue to be the sun that you are, and don't let them dim your light. Don't let them be clouds to who you are on a sunny day. So I have to remind myself that when I go through the world and I get that type of experience. So on the request side of things, when people approach me and they go to walk behind the DJ booth and they're walking up on me drunk, and they're walking up on me being demanding, and they're walking up me being aggressive, and they want to go do little passive aggressive things or intentionally aggressive things. They want to go tell the promoter. They want to tell the organizer. They want to tell the birthday girl. They want to tell the bride and groom, and they want to tell the guy who hired me that they know is talking to me. They want to tell my homeboy who's with me, and they want to do the point and do all these things, or they want to request. And even if I tell them yes, if I say, I got you, because a lot of DJs say do that, man, just tell them yeah, and you ain't got to do all that. Just tell them yeah and go on about your business. That's what they say. I've done that. I got the experience. I've tried that already. Guess what people do? If you lying to them, because that's what they're advocating for, they're advocating for me to lie to you, and that ain't who I am. So what they want you to do at that point is they want me to lie to you. And then when I lie to you, then you come back, you looking at me with your arms folded, and you got your head moving. You ain't play my song. That's another one. I've had people run up on me that I've never met a day in life. And when I meet them, these people say, you ain't play my song. Let's go back to my telepathy. If I read minds in the way that you are suggesting, and I know a lot of times I wear the turban and the turban is on genies. I get it. I understand that I might be possibly sending mixed signals to you, and I take full accountability for wearing that turban and confusing you with the genie. But I'm here to confirm and dispel all rumors that I am not a genie. Sorry. So with that being said, I pick up on energy. And a lot of times as I'm DJing, I can pick up on what energy's in the room. That's a part of my gift, as me throwing up my transmitter, me sending it out, me being a receiver, me taking back, like, okay, they want to cut up in here. Let me go ahead and cut up real quick. Oh, okay, this more laid back crowd. They want this. Oh, okay, they like this top 40. Let me throw a couple of things out there. Response. Oh, they like remixes. I'm finna remix myself. Okay. Oh, they like this. Oh, I'm finna. Okay. Hey. Okay. They like New Orleans bounce remixes. Oh, I got it. So thank you. That man, come on now. You own it. So with that being said, when I'm giving out that energy, I don't need anybody coming and clouding that up. I got my receiver up. This is a broadcast. I'm in active transmission. I don't need the clouds around me. I want clear skies. Let me be the sun that I am. I want good weather so that this transmission can go over smoothly and I can assort. Because even with all that information, I still got to line it up and make it make sense and sort it out. Because I've had it where when you take requests, people all over the place. And when you take requests and that happens and you play one song and then I play a rock song over here, and I play a hip hop song over here, and I play a top 40 song over here, and I play a country song over here, it makes more people upset than it does make people happy. That's how that goes. It's more people mad than it is people that's like, yay. So with that being said, I'm there for the greater good. That's why I'm here. But I'm not here because I read minds. So when people, oh, it's my birthday. You ain't playing my birthday song. You ain't played the birthday song. All of that. I don't know you. How would I know your song? Oh, me and my friends about to leave. That's not why I'm not here to entertain you and your friends is leaving. It's so many things that come my direction. So Energizer Badu. What's up? My battle buddy in the building. What's up, bro? Then on top of that, okay, so that's a good one. So come on, Treat Speak. That's where the $10 request jar comes in. If it's visible, people will understand. So let's address the tip jar. I don't like taking money. You know why? I don't know where your money came from, and I don't know the attachments to money. With money, there can be an unsaid contract. So you put $10 in, I might say, hey, that's for one song request. You know what people do when they put their little funky little $10 in? Because I'm not for sale. Let's get that clear. They think that it's an unlimited subscription to request. So see, I am aware of contracts. So that's why I say no requests, because I'm go ahead and put it out there just in case you thought this in your mind. I'm a boundary creator. And after I create that boundary, I'm enforcing it. Because this does not happen to no other profession. When the mechanics come back and lie to y'all just go with it. You don't go on and get under the car with the mechanic. And here's the thing, I do. I go get up under the car with the mechanic. I go get up under the hood with the mechanic. Now, in the event, here's the boundary thing, because I'm going to educate myself. But in the event that he says, oh, for safety reasons, you can't come in here. For safety reasons, you can't go under the vehicle while it's jacked up. For safety reasons, sir, you can't. We don't allow this. This is policy. I'm not arguing with him. I'm not getting aggressive with him. I'm not fighting with him. I'm respecting that. A lot of y'all pastors lie to y'all. They do. They manipulate you. They lie to you. They do all those things. They're not who they say they are. But you don't stop them and say, man, listen, I hear you speaking about Genesis, but man, what we going through right now, I want to hear you speak about Revelations. None of y'all do that. Y'all don't stop. Y'all, after you put your money in that collection jar and that collection plate and all of that, you don't put no contracts on that. You don't. You just give, and then you sit down and you shut up. That's what people do. So why you want to come to my show that I'm getting paid to do a certain thing? Like, I don't have a reputation for doing this, or like I ain't been doing this for so long. And why you want to try to control me? I don't understand that about requesters. I ain't talking to y'all, but for the people who do go and research me and you see this video, I'm talking to you. And DJs, you pick me DJs. Let's get to the pick me DJs. It's something that I see that has come about. Like this guy said, this video is funny, but this is how I secured my longest tenure in a club gig, because the DJ was behaving this exact way, which opened up the door for me because the owner wanted someone friendlier to the guests. He hired a customer service agent. He didn't hire you because you was a good DJ. You see how that worked? I'm there for the DJing. When I DJ'd in my college years, I DJ'd shirt off. I DJ'd in my drawers. I'm on the bar. I'm whipping out guitars. We party like a rock star. We all that. I'm doing whatever. Wipe me down. I'm wipe me down in drawers. No shirt. I'm breaking records doing all of that. Then there was some points where certain little club owners or managers, something like that, will tell him he can't do his shirt off, or tell him he can't do this, he can't do that. And then years later, I see Steve Aoki, shirt off. He bony. I'm sexy. I'm chocolate. I'm muscle. I'm in the gym. I'm pescatarian. I'm 20 years in the not eating meat. I'm taking care of my body. I'm in the gym 2 hours. I'm running, biking, swimming every day. I'm doing all these things to take care of my vessel. But you don't want me shirt off, melanating, showing God physique. You don't want that. But Steve Aoki, old skinny ass, can jump up there bony and can throw cakes in people's faces and hair and be bony and skinny and do all that. Make that make sense. So you advocate for that, but you won't let me get up there and entertain my people and do my thing. I'm lost. So when I operate and exude, see, I act in a complete level of humbleness. Hey, Energizer, we love you. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you. I appreciate you. You give me, thank you. I'm appreciative. I'm humble. So I don't go to these places and I'm just like, oh, I'm a DJ God, bow down to me. That's not how I operate. But what a lot of people confuse is being humble means that you, if you Google what, man, come on, because everybody love Google. Let's go into Google real quick. Definition of humble. Definition of humble. Let's go. Having or showing a modest estimate of one's value or importance, not arrogant, not self-important, of low social, low, it says low, of low social, administrative, or political ranking. Verb, humble, lower someone in dignity or importance. That's what humble means. And so what I realized in a city that I've birthed so many promoters, that I've branded so many brands, that so many people have made money off my back, that I've planted the seed that got them the attention and the consistency and the brand recognition of having great parties and all of that. Consistency, me showing up, doing my thing, not being a boring DJ, not being this quote unquote customer service guy, because I can do the customer service thing, but not being the guy that just sits around and settles for anything. Or have y'all ever been at a club and somebody drunk get on the mic? I'm the guy that's gonna tell him no. My people don't want to hear that. Have y'all ever gotten and been in a club and somebody get on a mic and just start freestyling and sound all retarded? I'm the guy that's gonna say, no, we're not doing that. Have you ever heard a promoter get on the mic and just because it's his party and he talk over the music all night? I'm the guy that's gonna stand for something to shut that down, because I stand for the people that came in here to party and hear the music. They didn't come to hear you talk. I'm that guy that's gonna stand up for that. I'm the guy that when the frat party's going on and they say we about to shut the music down and somebody want to get on the mic and I'm being humble and I'm listening to the guy who's a part of the frat that's running the party, and he said, oh man, just let me do this chant, just let me do this chant. And then he get on and do the chant. When the officer who looked at me and said cut down the music and I allowed him to get on the mic and get the chant, the officer come and he roughed me up, and he handling me a type of way. What I'm gonna do? I'm 6 foot. I think I was probably about a good 180 pounds, 185 maybe. And he much bigger than me with a badge on, a bulletproof vest, a taser. And he put his hand on me and got the whole law behind him. And he roughing me up in the booth because he told me to cut the music down. But because I was being humble and listening and following these instructions and not standing up for what I knew, now I'm in here getting assaulted by an officer. But people not around for that. And I remember dude's face to this day. He's a black ginger, brown-skinned fellow with freckles and shit, stuff with bald head. And every time I see him, I think about that time. But anyway, so my guy, you only got hired because you was a customer service agent. And that's what he needed you for, not because you're a great DJ. Let's go to one of these other one. So a guy says, oh, I like this one because this one has a lot of great tread on it. Some guy out of Atlanta said, this is not how that's handled. Who are you to tell me how it's handled? He won't be getting a call back that's bad for business. Who won't be getting a call back? You talking about the guy who's been in business for 23 years? You talking about the guy who specifically was called by the gentleman who I had an active residency with at that time at another venue, and he specifically called me to DJ this, that he won't be getting a call back? Me? That's been just business with this guy alone almost 20 years. We're just a few years shy of doing business with him. That's the guy who won't get called back or bad for business. It already seems like nobody is there, and your job is to keep the little bit of people there so they can spend. She walked off, meaning money walked off. Money walked off where? So in your mind, you're again thinking like I'm a bartender. If I was a bartender and someone walked up to me and said, hey, I want this specific drink, and I said, Energizer the bartender does not take request, that would counter completely on what my job is. But let me rewind back, Mr. Sir, who has done no due diligence and understanding, because the internet has provided people with the ability to just speak on stuff that they do no research on. So a lot of times when I speak, the discernment, come on. You have to use your discernment in every act. Come on, discernment. You got to. So spiritually, that's what I've been through. Spiritually, God has put me through discernment school. So who would I be not to use it? I've been in enough bad situations where I learned it. That's how you end up with a baby mama. You ain't used discernment. So from there, he's talking like I'm a bartender. But from there, he says, it's cool for a viral moment, but it will hurt you more than it helps you. Y'all hyping this man up, but you fail. But this is a fail of getting him. Let me see. This is a fail. You're hyping this man up to fail instead of getting him some advice to get booking. See, this guy is thinking from a him perspective. He ain't thinking from a person who's seeded, again, the majority of my industry in my city and blessed them with my presence, my branding, and my work. He's forgetting that. The countless amount of DJs who model and have learned from me and who I've taught to DJ and put them up on game. The countless amount of artists and music that I've broken and records I've broken. The countless amount of work that I put in, software, editing music, cheerleading programs, step shows, events that I put on, events that I've hosted, the college years, the launching of brands, like, for example, the Thompson Hotel in Houston. Who they called? Energizer. The first DJ that touched their grounds, that blessed their grounds, me. They didn't call nobody else. Why didn't they call you, dude? Huh? So anyway, with that being said, so what he's saying is it don't make sense. And so what I try to tell people is that in 23 years, first you need to know what you're talking about. A lot of people operate from a sense of jealousy and they use term, oh, he must be a newbie, blah, 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 blah. No, bro, go do your research. I don't bow down to people. That's not who I am. And God didn't make me to be that person. Okay? That's not who I am. The more humble you are to people in this world, what I learned is the more they're gonna, especially in the nightclub environment. And let me put something else out there so y'all can understand the position that I'm coming from for people who still tuned in. And thank you, by the way. I've never drank, never smoked, never done a drug a day in life. Never tried it. I don't want to. And the only days that I had of quote unquote taking orders were when I was in my mother's home, one, because I'm the oldest, and two, when I was in the military. All right. And I had my military bearing. And DJ Vibes in the chat, my battle buddy on TikTok, DJ Vibes in the chat can tell you. And even then, you better tread lightly on how you talk to me. All right. Vibes, tell them. My receipts is everywhere. Tell them ninjas, we got receipts over here. We 20 some years in this. So when you stand up, so let's rewind it back. We are not cowards. Thank you. So see, my mama, man, that my mama didn't raise me to be the person that y'all think I'm supposed to be when you come to the DJ booth. That ain't who my mama raised me. And what she raised me to be is the person that God made me to be. So and who he made me to be and who she reared me to be, she didn't make me to be that. Now let's rewind back. I want to put y'all up on something else so we can go a little bit deeper so you can learn about Energizer. That same woman who I credit was the same woman who beat me badly. Okay. So I come up in a background of experiencing abuse. I can go deep into that subject matter, but I choose not to today. But what I learned from the same woman who showed me and admired me for being who I am. She said, baby, you know what I admire about you? You know who you are. And even at a young age, when I didn't understand what that meant, she specifically said, there will be many people that you will encounter in this life that do not know who they are, but you know who you are. And you will meet many people in their life, even at the age that I see there now. She was around my age and younger when she used to tell me this. She said, and there will be many people even to my age now, that still don't know who they are. Here's the funniest part about that and the deepest part about that. My mother was one of them. But that's another story for another day. So the same woman that taught me manners, that beat those manners in me, the same woman who beat me as punishment and who abused me, physically, verbally, all those things. That same woman also told me, you don't bow down to no one. You stand up in who you are. And that was feeding who God made me to be. Okay. So with that being said, the same little boy that my grandma used to call when they had parties, and I would be in the back and the grown folks would be in the grown folks area, and they'd be like, come show us that little dance you do, that little MC Hammer or that Vanilla Ice or that blah, 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 blah. I'd be that same kid that got out there and performed on cue, action. I've been performing. The same kid that did spelling bees and got in front of people and performed in elementary and would put on a show every day after school because I learned how to flip and would be doing backflips and telling people to pick stuff and I would flip off of. I've been a showman. I didn't just show up at this. The same dude that when I got to middle school, by the time I got to band, clarinet is my first instrument. Then I played the drums later. Then I organized and helped organize my little group. And I went to a middle school and we called ourselves, I went to Krista McCullough Middle School. And we called ourselves the McCullough Players. And we aspired to be like the band that was our high school band, which was an amazing band, 200-300 deep, sounding like a HBCU band back then. We aspired to be that. And so with that being said, we put our little group together. And through our talent, we put together shows and won in the talent show. Okay. We won second place on the qualifying. We won first place at the high school. And then the guys, and this is the funniest part, the guys in the drum section and the people that were in the band that ended up being my frat brothers later, they recognized who I was. I got goosebumps in here today talking about this. They knew what I was. They knew what we was then. They came over and talked to us. We first place. Yeah. So with that being said, this been who I am. So to go through high school and do step shows and all that, I've been performing. I'm a legend just on that. 4 years of stepping, 5 years of stepping. I put holes in stages. You don't know nobody else to put holes in stages when they stepped. I did it twice in the same step show. So with that being said, that's an aspiration for most DJs. I mean, for most steppers to put holes in stages. So with that being said, when I get on the stage to DJ, this is who I am. Okay. And for all these people talking about like newbies and stuff like that, let me just, first of all, I've been on television. So on BET's Master of the Mix season 2, first of all. Second of all, I've launched and branded and broke so many artists and music in Houston. Pajamageddon, which happened in 2006 after Hurricane Katrina had hit New Orleans and tore up Beaumont, which is where traditionally this party went on. It came to Houston. And I, along with the help of a prominent record label's record owner's son, I brought Lil Wayne out on the stage at a pajama college party. Got him to perform. This is the peaking, the on the mountain peaking of who Lil Wayne is. You know the song, Touch It, Bring It, Babe, Watch It. You know what that is? You know the 808s in that song? Let me tell you where it comes from. Swiss Beats used to come to Houston often, and he would just network with the DJs. And oh, by the way, I'm also a co-founder of a very prominent DJ organization here in Houston. And that's a whole nother journey to go down. But me and Swiss used to talk, and I told Swiss one time when he was down here, while I was emceeing, I said, Swiss, you know why a lot of y'all music don't get played in the Southern clubs? And he was like, why? I said, because y'all like the boom bap up north, and which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have y'all set, but y'all don't got no 808s. Bro, you got to put the 808s. You got to do 808s. Throw 808s in there and watch how you get played and watch how the South embraces you. So next thing you know, I see Swiss again. He does a meet and greet at Dave & Buster's. I dap him up. I said, I see what you did there. He said, you know, what's funny is most people don't listen. He said, but I do. What did Swiss start using after that? He did Get Me Bodied. He did Ring the Alarm. All those records got 808s with them from a down south chick from Houston, which let me go ahead and go through that. I'm talking about Beyonce, but I also used to work for Music World. So I work with Solange Knowles. I work with Music World. I work with Aquelio. I work with a lot of the artists that were at Music World that were under Matthew Knowles, Beyonce dad's music label. So I've been here. I've done that. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So, and what I've done for a very long time, when I see like the viral things and the people in the comments talking how they talk, don't make me make content out of you. Don't do that. So 23 years of DJing, I'm gonna land at this because I'm at an hour. I want to land at this. Tonight, y'all, 6 p.m. We doing tonight, 6 p.m. Today is February 25th for those who are watching 2026. Tonight at 6 p.m. I am New Jack Swing. I seen a New Jack Swing post today from one of my boys that I follow, and it was talking about New Jack Swing hits. I'm on New Jack Swing today. It's going down at 6 o'clock. So we having a good time. But I'll land at this. One of my most major points when it boils down to, and then I'll check the comments and see what we got there, and I'll address some of it. One of the most major things that I equate this to as being a DJ is I learned what a woman feels like, what being a woman feels like. And I learned what more, especially being a woman who's probably just dressed in skimpy clothes, what that feels like, what a quote unquote beautiful woman feels like, what an attractive woman feels like, or what a woman just feels like being around thirsty men. I know what that feels like. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Because, what you talking about, Energizer? Now, it ain't no way, hold on. I honor women. But to be a DJ and to have personal, physical boundaries on not wanting to be touched, not wanting to be aggressed, people approaching you and wanting something out of you, and the minute you don't appease them and treat them with or you respond back to them in the manner in which they addressed you or grabbed you or approached you, and you reflect back or you now promote your boundary, you getting talked crazy to, you getting cussed out, you getting aggressed even more. That's what that feels like. So I can imagine, what a lot of women have been through, especially at a young age, when you're going through parties, you're at college parties, you're at bars, you're at pubs, guys see you walking through and they grab you and they just completely dehumanize you and they trespass against you. And that's what I'm speaking to. Also, for those who don't know, I am an Aboriginal Indigenous American. So a lot of times when you see me with the turban, if you go back and do your historical research, you'll see that a lot of us who were already here, the people who were already here, we wore turbans. That was an indigenous headdress. So like Nana said earlier, you protect your chakra. That's another thing. Different conversation. That's on the I Am Energizer YouTube channel. That's the channel you go see where I talk about those type of things on YouTube. So with that being said, don't trespass against me. Spiritually, don't trespass against me. At my job, at my occupation, don't trespass against me. You don't go grab nobody else and put your hands on nobody else and talk crazy to nobody else when they at their job. And if you do, they not gonna take too kind to that. And I'm not this is why I do what I do, because I'm not at the type of job where, some manager comes over and then make you bow down to somebody because you sold your time for a couple of bucks. That ain't it. I realized it in the Army. You better ask my battle buddy, DJ Vibes, in here. I don't play that. If you come at me crazy, even in my military BDUs, we gonna have that conversation. You better address me properly. That standard of who I am, that's what it is. I don't care who you are. You address me properly. I was talking to an attorney recently. If anybody ever cares to hear it, and I'll put it out there, I had to check his ass. I don't know who you think you are, and you don't talk to me like that. Next thing you know, he's apologizing. I can run it back. I got the audio. I had to check him. I don't know who you think you're talking to. So I don't care where you are, who you are. That's not who I am. So anyway, my soul is, come on. My soul ain't for sale. Just because you, whatever little job or whatever you think this is, that don't entitle you to me. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of these things that come about, it's entitlement. Let's see who we got. So thanks everybody who stuck it out with YouTube. It's a lot of let me see. So YouTube in my comments, let's see. Everybody got okay. So blah 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 blah. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Still do da 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 da. But yeah. And then why you want to make the DJ mad? Who does that? Who literally pulls up on the DJ? He's supposed to be the guy that brings in the energy and the vibes. Why you want to make him mad? Why? What is that about? Who does that? Who goes and upsets the DJ? Makes no sense. You want to fight the DJ because you didn't get your way. Toddler behavior. That's club toddler behavior. All right, so let's see. Because you were raised with manners, and a lot of them, yeah, that is, man. And so what I realized too is that's a huge thing. The way how people go out and how they engage with other people, they don't personify any manners being taught. Tonight, 6 p.m., y'all, 6 p.m. Central. It's a lot of people that are unhappy out here. That's another factual thing. You just out here just mad, just unhappy, and you project that in the world. And a lot of people don't get when you take on those spirits, when you drink in spirits, you open that up. That unhappy spirit that show up, it's showtime for him. Party time. Mr. Unhappy's here. Let me start, because I don't control nothing in my life. Let me control somebody else that controls something in his. That's what y'all do. Not y'all, the people who go show up with the viral post and start messing with us. Where's the video about your turban? I'll make it. No. So I'll speak about it in throughout the podcast. But just real quick with the turban, I was rocking a turban before. Nick Cannon. So my uncle one time made this little fly comment. I think on my Facebook. I see you with your Nick Cannon starter pack. Ha ha, Unc. Ha ha. The turban is an indigenous headdress. And one of the beliefs or the ideas that come with the turban or any head wrapping or covering is you're protecting the crown chakra. All right. That's one of them. Two, it is a nobility. I come from a rich heritage. All right. My indigenous background, what is misnomered, or the argument there that comes about through America's doing and Spain's doing and French is doing, using the terminology Indian, my Indian, or what some refer to as Indian, I say indigenous or Aboriginal background, we rich there. We're nobility. We're God's people, the real God's people. But what I'm speaking to is God's people through creation and him putting those people on the Americas, him putting that on the Europes, the Asias, the Australias, and these different land masses. And then from there, my God, my creator is not a broke creator. So see, I don't identify with broke. My creator, if we're man and we are from dirt, or we're quote unquote from mud, or wherever the creator got it from, if y'all don't think anybody created the creator and the creator is just who he is, then that means the creator got it out the mud. So for me, I understand that. And if you don't know, America is the largest energy producer. Texas is 30% of America's energy production. So I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from rich lands. I'm from the Americas continent, which is rich lands. I'm from a state which was a country at one point, which was all indigenous land, but it's rich. So who I am in my being, I'm rich. I'm abundant. That's who I am. So the turban is speaking to the nobility of who I am. All right. That's where that comes from. And there, who is calling me? Who is it? Let's see. All right. So anyway, that's who I am. So 6 p.m. tonight, we partying. For anybody that's tuning in, this is February 26th. Sorry, this is February 25. I said 26 earlier, my bad. February 25, 2026, 6 p.m. tonight is going down. Team Texas. Come on, Rick. We rich over here. St. Joseph's High. Come on, St. Joseph's High. Okay, look at you. Let's see. Your frequency has to be higher than the spirit, and they can't. There you go. Okay, there you go. There you go. And a lot of people don't understand energy is energy transfers. That's huge. So when I shine bright in the energy that I am, I'm letting you know, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Dark Energy, You can't come over here. This is not a vessel for you. Go find another vessel that promotes darkness. Even if you look now, like I got blinds up, I got light coming in the house. Like I'm sunshine here. That's who I am. When you see me DJ and we party having fun, it's sunshine. I got a job to do. I'm here. The only reason I think you show up to hear my music or to see me perform, or if you show up and I happen to be DJing, is that you showed up to have a good time. And I'm Energizer the DJ. I'm here to have a good time. That's why I'm here. So I need you to know automatically when you dial in and you come in, if you cutting on a radio station, you go because you want to hear that particular radio station. What you do, you go to that frequency. You want to watch TV, you go to that particular channel. That's a frequency. That's what that is. Channel 3, Channel 8, Channel 11, Channel 25, Channel 39, Channel 26. These are frequencies. There's a broadcast put out. They put out what they want to put out. Frequency, you tune in. I'm that. I'm frequency transmission. I'm Energizer. We good times. We good music, good talents, magic fingers, good hands, intelligent mind, great music. That's why I don't take no requests. Now, in the times that I do, there's corporate events. It could be a wedding. It could be birthday parties. It could be something with a vast, large demographic. It could be a lot of different events. We've been DJing in the chat and people Rick threw out some requests in the middle of me DJing. I slid it on in there. So here's the other one about me and requests. Even though I don't like them and I don't prefer them, it's not even the request that's the issue. It's the people. And I need people to stop acting like people don't people. Stop acting like everybody's friendly, nice, and generous and kind. Stop doing that. Because what happens is DJs like one of the ones that I read, and I really just, after thinking about it, I'm really just kind of more so disgusted, and I don't even want to share on my platform people that even pop up with that type of energy and lingo. I'm not even giving them that energy. But what I am here to say is, stop acting like these people don't trespass against people and stop enabling that behavior. That's what you're doing. You trying to bring me down. We DJs, bro. If anything, I'm promoting our industry to get respect. That's what I'm out here doing. And even like in your thought process, because a lot of people have this slave mentality because, he stood up for himself. You don't do that. You just listen to what they tell you to do. Master ain't gonna like that. Master not gonna let you. He not gonna hire you no more. Ooh, nobody else go. No, you can't do that. That's what you on. That ain't me. Slavery wouldn't have worked for me. I don't come from a slave background. Not African American. Don't identify as it. Not me, not in my bloodline, not in my spirit. Don't do it. Ain't there. So with that being said, I'm gonna stand up. But what I am is the advocator for the person who wants to have a good time. I'm the advocator for the person who came in to dance. I'm the advocator for the person who had a bad week, and this is the place that they can come in and let loose. I'm the advocator of a person who just wants to have a good night. I'm an advocator for a person that came out and they don't really know too much of the new music, but when I do that old school mix, you go cut up like you 12 again in the garage having fun with your family members, or like you at a family reunion, or like you at that school dance doing all them dances that you saw on MTV and BET and VH1, or now in some of y'all's times on YouTubes and TikToks and all of that. I'm an advocator for that. I'm the advocator for the persons that says, I came here to have a good time. I can have a bad time anywhere. That ain't why I'm here. That's the advocator that I'm there for. I'm a person that says, I want to dance to one song, and I want that one song to be a great song. I want another song after that to be a great song so I could keep dancing. And then the other song after that, I want to sing along to. And then the other song after that, I can dance and sing along to and stare at my friends, and we lock eyes and we sing the song together and we move our head and we do the dance to go to this song. I'm an advocator for that. That's who I am. That's why I don't take no requests. Don't come over here interrupting my programming. That's why I don't do requests. But when I do, talk to me nicely. That's it. Talk to me nicely. All right. Yeah. Advocating for those who want to throw that ass in a circle. That's what I'm talking about, Rick. So my people, my people were free. Yeah. I don't know. I don't do slave mentality. So that's a lot of way how people user 56387332883. 965. You see how I ain't miss a number? You from Texas? I love that. And I don't got no, if you're not from Texas, I don't care nothing about that either. Whether you from or not from Texas, but just know I'm from Texas. We produce energy. I go by the name of Energizer. So what you think that make me? And I come from the soil that has all this rich energy up under it. So for those who tune in and come in and want to look at this later, this one's for you. Real man of genius. Mister, don't approach the DJ booth or I'm going to hit you with the button that say, Energizer does not take requests. That's me. Real man of genius. All right, y'all. Tonight on February 25th at 6 p.m. Central Time, y'all come rock with me. Everybody on YouTube that rock with me, I appreciate you. I think they want, yeah. So yeah, I'm not, Sheila, what's happening? Yeah, I'm not, I'm gonna try not to address this anymore. Oh, my aunt's in the building. My aunt was a huge, I've said this on my lives, on my live streams. My aunt was a huge contributor to riding in the car, big head kid, listening to music. She was a huge contributor to that. She and sometimes she backup dance for Hammer. Took me to some of those concerts and had me around. And when Hammer pulled up at TSU, busloads deep. Man, I got uncle took me to Boys to Men, MC Hammer concerts. Man, I've been around music. My people who are my family, they put me in the position to harness this skill that I am. And y'all want to talk about a request. Like I just don't have this musical knowledge in my brain waiting to perform and put together. But y'all don't do this to nobody else. You know who y'all need to be doing this to? The police. You know who y'all need to be doing this to? Them politicians that y'all go elect and put in office and they run on a campaign and lie to y'all and tell y'all they go do all this stuff that's go do for the community and all of that. And all they do is get in there and just enrich themselves. That's who y'all need to go be doing all these requests to. Not y'all, the people who go watch this video that's looking for content on Energizer, the DJ. That's who y'all need to be doing this to. Don't come and do this to me. I'm out of my business in the DJ booth. But yeah, like I said, if you do come and request and any DJ, talk to them nicely. Be cool. Another one, here's another smart one. Write it down. That sounds wild, right? We don't want to see this. We don't want to see you in the club with the tab on your head and you doing this. We don't want to see that. I don't want to see this. I just don't. I don't want to see that. I don't want to have to look over and try to figure out what you're saying. And then the music loud and you over here requesting songs and I got to read your lips from afar. I read lips pretty good, but I don't want to read your lips that far. That's not why they did not pay me. When I signed up, he's like, man, I need you to come and kill it. Come DJ, come do your thing. And bro, just one other thing. Oh, yeah. What you got, bro? I got you. Yeah, read lips while you DJing. What? Okay, I got you. I'm gonna read lips while I DJ. So that's not who I am. So okay. So tonight, 6 p.m., New Jack Swing. Yeah, he was born to the rhythm of music. He would be sleeping, still be moving to the beat. See, my aunt can testify. She real life just told y'all. Hold on, let me pin that. That is funny. Come on, auntie, tell them. That is, hold on, let me make that bigger. That is funny. Yeah, let somebody pop in here and tell y'all about me. I done told y'all about myself. She telling y'all what it is. So I'm not just, y'all think like, man, imagine Michael Jackson being on stage and somebody stopped him to request. Imagine James Brown being on stage and somebody stopped him to request. And so a hater go say, them comments that allow y'all to just run y'all mouths and fix y'all thumbs. You not Michael Jackson. You not James Brown. The same person that made me with intent is the same person that made them with intent. So with that being said, no, I'm not them. He didn't create them twice for a reason. Because as a creator, he wants to keep creating specific, specialized energy and creations. So no two things are alike. None of us are alike. We can have similarities in things that we like to do or we find common. That's cool. We talk about it, we share it. That's the unity and community. No twins look alike. No twins are technically identical. Now, yes, they look alike visually to maybe the eye, but in a lot of where they are, no. If you go bar for bar and where they are, something is a little different. It's the uniqueness, it's the coding of who the creator is. Some of you refer to him as God. I call him Father, the creator. Just like I'm Energizer the DJ, Father the creator. So he gave us fingerprints. And with that being said, that proves my point. No twins have the exact same fingerprints. So to prove my point, no one is exactly alike. So in my example, you're not James Brown. You're not Bobby Brown. You're not MC Hammer. You're not Michael Jackson. You're not that. You're right. Because he didn't need another one of those. He made an Energizer. And you never met another Energizer. You didn't. Till you met me. You're welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate a lot of you guys' candor today. Beautiful Lucia was happening. Let's see. And he would be making music and sound effects, dancing away. Tell it. I'm a snatch all these up. Tell it. Yeah, we're not even talking about the Yamaha keyboard that I received when I was 5 years old. We're not gonna get on that. And I was already like making beats and music and playing along. We not gonna get on that. But what's up? What's up, TT? You can't be Mimi because my Mimi is in the chat. So you can't be Mimi while you in the chat. You got to be TT. All right, Mimi. Because my Mimi is in the chat. But thank you, Dee. I appreciate that. What's funny is my Mimi had a neighbor and a friend named Dee. Come on. What's up, LB? I see you in here. What's up, man? That's another. You know how people be like, he marched to the beat of his own drum. Being that cat, we've been marching to the beat of our own drum. That's my guy, my deuce. What's up, man? I told him a little bit about the tribe earlier and where I got Energizer from and my name styling and all that. So that's my LB. He know. All right, thank you, Ro. Anyway, I don't know who called me. It's probably my daughter. She probably wants something. I'm surprised she ain't pop up in the chat. Cause look, if I ignore her, she pop up and see if I go in live, and then she pop up in the chat to show me she in the chat. And then I pretty much know that I'm finna get bullied by my daughter. For all fathers out here, man, let me tell y'all something. Good luck to y'all. The shift key was held down during startup. Do you want to start the? I don't even know what you're talking about. Let me see if I'm still on Facebook Live. Oh, okay. I see what it is. Oh, that's something new. I didn't know. Let me see. You know what's interesting about Facebook? I maxed out on Facebook with 5,000 something people 20 years ago, 2006, 2007 or so, when I got on Facebook easily for 20 years almost. I have maxed out with friends and stuff on Facebook. I never asked nobody for a dime. I never asked nobody, man, nothing. I gave out free mixtapes. All I did was when I come perform, show me love, woo, woo, woo. And now that all these things are manipulated, like I really don't understand. Oh, my daughter is something else. Oh Lord, she is a bossy booty. She is. I had to get on her behind this morning, taking her to work. Get your schedule together, girl. I got still clocking in, being a father. She a whole big girl. I said, put your big girl drawers on. We not at. Come on, you big girl, handle your business. Anyway, she is beautiful with her little big head self. She's hilarious too. She's as funny as I am, almost. But I come from a long line of humor. Anyway, so Facebook, I had 5,000 for the longest, and Facebook, you can't really benefit off having that crowd of that market. Like right now, who am I reaching on Facebook? Nobody. Instagram manipulated. Nobody. Let me see. TK that. Oh, he told me an hour ago he couldn't hear me. Let me see. Did they cut the audio off? Wow. All right, that's cool. Okay, so they was telling me no volume. Man, let me see something real quick. Why would it be the case? Why would that be the case? You got the microphone. We know that's what you used. Facebook's so trash. Facebook is so trash. Let's see. Sorry about that. I'm just over here. Clearing my throat. Anyway, hold on one second. Ugh. All right, I'm back. Oh, all right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Okay, this is cool. So look, on TikTok, Facebook, I'm over it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. So what I'm doing is I'm getting my stats up on Facebook. I mean on TikTok as well. Got some raw honey and add a little. Yeah. I mean, listen, cayenne pepper, ginger, lime, and some good honey. I'm on that almost daily. You hear me? What I do with my limes, I'll boil it in the water, juice it, boil it, and then let it sit so you could extract that good lime oils that come out of the lime. And then when I let that sit, boom, cayenne pepper, some honey, showtime. So yeah, I mean, garlic. I use garlic, for example, when Bailey gets sick. She hit me up and say, "Can you make me your concoction that you make when I was little?" She always say that, so I know what she's talking about. So that's where I use the red onion, the garlic, the ginger, the lime, the cayenne pepper, and oil of oregano. And every time she on her butt, that bring her right back. So, all right, let me see how this work real quick. Tonight, New Jack Swing. Y'all get out there, New Jack Swing. We see. All right, live. Let me see. Oh, Facebook's so trash. You just sitting up here having me tuned in and got let me see. Why would you have me on the audio and I can't, where can I go to, let me see. Settings. Let's see that real quick, y'all. Viewer, stream, enabled. I didn't pick that. Okay. Now wonder. I did not pick that. And when you in there, let me end this real quick because I've wasted their time. But what I do know is I'm 1 star, broadcast delay or lag, video quality, audio problems, broken features in tubes, stream ended unexpectedly, broadcast. I'm hitting y'all with everything. That's my rating. Enter. Yeah, Facebook's terrible. Terrible. All right, so here we go. Let me exit out of that. I'm just over here showing my face and talking. Oh, y'all see that glow? Y'all see that glow? All right, so look, 6 p.m. tonight. That's in about 4 hours. Let's rock. We will be, let me see. We will be New Jack Swing. So we partying. So let's get it. I'm a non-alcoholic today. Yeah. And now that's what I'm on. I'm on the healing. That's me. So for those who don't know, I have a YouTube. It's the I Am Energizer podcast on YouTube. Make sure y'all check that out. Let me show y'all real quick. I'm gonna show that off, but it speaks to a lot of like healing stuff. It speaks to a lot of your journey. One of my guys who I don't want to hear nothing fascinating. All right, so here we go. I'm live now still, but whoa. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I was about to say, all right, no, from my channel, from the I Am Energizer podcast, I had checked this live, so it's showing up. I was like, no, that ain't what I was trying to do. All right, so yeah, but man, if you go through there and check out some of these, let me see, my videos. There we go. All right, I got tons of shorts that's on here. Let's see, videos. Man, I got some dope I'm sorry, I'm a little close to the mic. I have some dope podcast episodes, And just for a few of them that you might want to hear about, I have one that speaks to addiction. I have one that says it's titled Choose Wisely. So that has to do with a lot of the decisions that you make while having free will that a lot of people don't speak with you about. You got to get your free will on, and you got to choose wisely. So I go through that, and poor decision making that I've had and the lack of discernment. I have healing part 1 and 2. But listen, here's the cheat code on healing part 1 and 2. I actually put them in out of order by accident. Let me see. Are these still public? I think y'all can still view them. I actually, when I did it, I loaded them up out of order. So healing part 2 is actually healing 1. And healing 1 is actually part 2. All right. I don't know if I can switch them in YouTube, but just know that. That's how that go. All right, beautiful Lucille, 6 p.m. is on. I just subscribed. Thank you, beautiful little whole house of Texas. All right, let me see. Another one, I speak to the algorithm. A lot of you all are not consciously aware of how much you have control of your algorithm and how you're influenced by the algorithms around you. The algorithms around you are just the settings and the programming and the systems that are around you that you go through your day. So it's another thing like with appetite. So appetite algorithm are very similar. The type of men or women that you indulge in or you spend your time around, the type of data and energy and people that you listen to on podcasts and stuff like that, the type of food you eat, the type of stress that you incur with the body, sitting in traffic, long commutes, road rage. If you worry, if you try to control things, all these things are algorithmically based as well. So that's what that episode is about. BABY, become a better you. So check that out. That encourages that, and it just speaks to my journey there. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Like I spoke to the child abuse that I experienced at a young age from my mom, and other abuses as well. Not just from her, but I ain't mad at you speaks to the abuse that I experienced from my mom, and not so much the child abuse aspect, but just from the perspective of like certain things that your parents go through and how you have to forgive them. It speaks to like my dad not being there. I spent 9 months with my dad in San Diego when I was in sixth grade spring break to 7th grade, December winter break. And during that time, I got to know a small version of who he was, and it helped me understand a lot of who I was. And then in perspective later, when I ended up with a baby mama, it allowed me to understand his perspective on why he went through, how he went through certain things he went through, choices that he made, and why there was a distance in a way. So with that being said, that's a good one to look at. I ain't mad at you. So it just talks about the parenting, the silence and the noise, a lot of growth and things that we go through in our lives on that channel. You'll see what I'm talking about in the silence and the noise. All right. So a lot of times you have to tune out the noise. You have to sit in silence, because what I know, this is not a belief. God does his best work when you are by yourself. He don't want no distractions. He wants you fully attentive. He wants your undivided attention. Here's another one that I put in a podcast that I'll do coming up, but it's the same way on how a butterfly comes to be. Everyone enjoys the beauty of a butterfly. Oh, that butterfly is so beautiful. Look at the colors on it. Oh my God, I collect, I take pictures, I blah, 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 blah. I got the tattoo and all of that. You know what no one ever talks about? That caterpillar. No one ever talks about the larva that the caterpillar comes from. You know what no one ever talks about? The isolation and solitude that came with being a future butterfly. You want to know why? Because God isolates the butterfly so it can make its transformation, its metamorphosis, and it needs the silence. It needs the isolation. It needs the boundaries. It needs the space to be able to grow, because everyone loves the butterfly, but nobody goes and compliments and appreciates and looks at the journey of the larva or the caterpillar. But the caterpillar innately knows that at one point, while I'm down here on this ground and I'm on these flowers and I'm on these plants eating up so I can go in and make my boundaries and create my cocoon and put myself in a place where God can have his special time with me and go in and do the things that's going to make me who I am. Guess what? I know I got a place to be, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to keep caterpillaring along because innately I know where I'm finna go, and I'm finna ascend. So these same flowers that's right here, right now, I'm gonna be at the top of those trees, and I'm gonna be flying over those flowers because I needed the insulation, I needed the boundary, I needed the isolation, so God can make me and form me to be the best version of me that I can be, so I can excel. I'm no longer down here caterpillaring along. Nobody brags about the larva. Nobody enjoys and misses the caterpillar. Everybody loves the butterfly. No one talks about the cocoon. That was one of the most important parts. If there's no cocoon, no isolation, no boundary, there's no beautiful butterfly. You're welcome. I did a no food fast for 40 days. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. This is cool. I got to go drop off some equipment. I was DJing one of my lives and one of my spinning platters broke. So I'm finna go make my repairman rich. He's fast too. I love his work and what he does. I got to get on him about something else, but he's amazing. And he's going to be happy to see me, and I'm not going to be happy to see him. I did a 40-day no food fast. And I'd speak about like how I did the fast because I talked about it briefly and didn't tell nobody. And then like a bunch of people were inspired. And so, yeah, I just did straight liquids in the summertime from the beginning of June to July 11th, 40 days. And the transformation was amazing. What originally happened, I didn't plan for 40 days. 40 days of no food fasting came from a joke. I was on a podcast and a guy was like, an Energizer, you know, they shouted me out. And they're introducing me on that episode. And it was like an Energizer. He's fasting 40 days, 40 nights. And from there, from his joke, it inspired me to do 40 days, 40 nights to see if I could do it. But originally I was going for 10 days. I had asked God for something specific, very special that no one in any of you in you guys' life will ever experience. And I'm not saying that to rub that in your face, but I'm telling you what transpired. It was something that no one will ever experience. And so I asked him for it and he executed. And so from there, just through my sheer gratitude, I gave him 30 more days of no food from gratitude on him doing what I asked. And I'll tell you why I did that, because it was some other things that he asked me to do. And my hard-headed hadn't done those things yet. And it was like my hard-headed ain't did those things that he asked me to do. But here I am asking him for something and he delivered. And I still ain't did the things he had asked me to do, but he delivered on the things I asked him to do. That was special that nobody else in the world would experience. I owed him 30 days. So I did it. So 40 days, no food fasting. Let me see. And then there's one called The Cost of Accusations, where I go through where I was DJing one time and I was on my way to one of my Masonic brothers, and Army brothers, one of my battle buddies. I was on my way to DJ his wedding and had about 5 events that day. And on that day, there was an accident that occurred behind me. And I'm trying to navigate and get to the place that I have to dock, because we're going to be in Houston. And in Kemah, you can dock a boat, and we're having the wedding reception on the boat, and I'm DJing. And it's like sunset. It was amazing. But I never made it because somebody falsely accused me of being in an accident. And at the time, I had a big Suburban, tinted windows, and it had the rapper Little Flip wrapped on the vehicle. And I guess through the racist people who got into the accident, they thought, oh, we're going to get paid and we're going to accuse him because he has the wrapper on the side of his vehicle and we're going to get money. We're going to accuse him of being in this wreck and causing this wreck, which did not happen. So I got told, went to jail, lost like $3,000-$4,000, had to pay for an attorney, went to court, told the people for months, hey, give me the pictures. I'll tell you how the accident happened. Give me the pictures. I'll tell you how the accident happened because I wasn't in it. And then it took for me to get on the stand. It was me versus the state, the prosecutor, the officer, a witness, a good Samaritan, the person who was in a white vehicle that got into a wreck, and then the guy who was in the black vehicle that accused me of being in the wreck with him, and then his passenger, which was a redhead woman who I saw out of my passenger mirror when they were spinning out in the grass, and I'm wondering how the heck did that happen? Also her, and with all those people against me, I took the jury. I took the I went and testified not guilty. And this was triggered by another situation that I experienced, and just putting out the information that I've been here before. God trained me for this, and you could try me if you want to, but it ain't gonna work. So with that being said, I'll discuss that and go down that road another day. So I miss Kima. Oh, Kima's interesting. All right, so next time, keep between you and God. I'm riding with that. Let me see. For a while, but definitely know that. There you go. There you go. There you go. You picking up on something. You picking up on something. Look at you. Some people know. And this is something that I told one of my guys last night. And then I'm gonna let y'all go so I can run some more errands, drop off this equipment, and I can get back to DJing. So yeah, healing your body through fasting is, man, that's a whole nother ball game. But that's for the I Am Energizer YouTube podcast. That's what that's for. So look, I told my guy that sometimes your haters are people who don't understand their spiritual gifts. Some of your haters have, if you really are the person of value and who you personify and make yourself out to be, because there's nothing fake about me. 100% confidence. I'm 100% who I am all the time, not a lie told. That's not who I am. God requires me to tell the truth because he made me a truth teller. Sometimes your haters have spiritual gifts that they have not dialed into yet. And what I mean by that, because I know you asked, what you talking about? How my hater got spiritual gifts? Glad you asked. A lot of haters can see the value in who you are when you have not recognized the value in who you are and your potential and the things that you could be and are. A lot of people don't understand how gifted your haters are. They don't understand it. So as I told my homeboy last night, the man blew his mind. Said, your haters are the ones that see how you light up the room when you walk in. Your haters are the ones who see how people are so happy to see you and gravitate towards you when you come around. Your haters see that when you go into a place, that place might be empty. And all of a sudden, when you get in there, so many people in this place now. And all of a sudden, it got so busy when I showed up. Your haters see how people smile, act strangers, how people treat you when you go to do something, to execute something that when they went to execute it and do it, it didn't happen the same way. Yo, haters have spiritual gifts that they have aimed at you and are using in the wrong way. And if they was not so selfish, greedy, and insecure and all those things, they could use them spiritual gifts to not only make you who they hate known better, but they can make themselves better as well. And they could use the gift for the real reason why they got it, because it's not just for them, it's to empower and help those around you. So a lot of times your haters have spiritual gifts. And that's why they hating on you, because they see the version of you that you can't see. They observe the greatness in you that you a lot of times don't get a chance to see. So, yeah. And come on. That's a good one. Come on. And they ain't done the work. Come on. So for me, I've done the work. I've done the work. And let me tell y'all what the work looked like. Let me tell y'all what it looked like. Experienced all this a few months ago, having a residency for 10 years. Man, don't get me back to DJ talk. I didn't slid over to the I Am Energizer guest. This is the I Am Energizer podcast guest appearance on the Energizer the DJ TikTok station and YouTube. Anyway, so look, they're too lazy to do it themselves. Come on. So what I realize is here's a part of the work that comes in. And I've done this DJing, so I guess this is DJ talk. One, protection is the number one thing you have to do. All right. You have to protect yourself. All right. The Creator provided you with a vessel. You got a job now. Your job is to take care of it. You know how a lot of y'all get cars and y'all just joyride in it and y'all don't know what an alternator does. Y'all have no idea what the rotors do. You don't know that you got to change brake pads every so often. You don't rotate tires. Some of you all get cars and don't know that it requires a particular type of gas. And well, here you are putting the wrong gas into it, or the type of oil that it takes, or, the interior, you got crumbs and dirt all over the place. So you pack it up and fill it with so much stuff, or you got the same stuff that's been riding around in the back seat for months and years, and stuff that's in the trunk that you don't even know, and you got to sort all through it. That's you and your vessel. Now, for some of y'all I'm talking to right now, this is not to offend you. This is me doing my job in my ministry. Also, just word to the wise, Energizer, the DJ, is a minister. I have the certificate to prove it if you need to see it, but I am a minister. So this is my musical ministry. That's when I'm up there doing my thing. I'm up there in the equivalent role as head of the choir or pastor when I DJ. That's why you don't interrupt me. Amen. But also in my government name capacity as well, ordained minister. Anyway, but I don't throw that out there because I don't need to tell you that for you to listen to what I'm saying, because then that undermines it. It takes me to throw that out there for you to see that. I go through experience. So one, you have to learn your vessel. You have to learn to protect your vessel. It's a reason why you put the car in the garage. It's a reason why you park it behind the gate. It's a reason why you put the anti-lock things on it. It's a reason why you put it in park. It's a reason why you take the car out. It's a reason why you have an alarm system to let you know if somebody's violating your vessel. It's a reason for these things. Okay. So with that being said, you have to recognize the vessel that you have. One. Two, you protect that vessel. You invest in that vessel. That's the number two. Three, you don't let nobody trespass against that vessel. You stand up for that. Okay. Don't never let nobody dim your light, and it don't mean like I walk in, hey, I'm the son. That ain't it. I ain't saying that. I'm not on that. That's goofiness. That's public stuff. That's people on the internet that's just fighting for attention. And then people didn't get enough attention as a child. That's who those people are. They need to be healed. These are people that don't have healing. So with that being said, you just be in your presence and be who you are. Sometimes you might move loud. Sometimes you quiet. It depends on your vessel. Some people come in with the, some people come in with the, ooh. Some people come in, ooh. Some people sneak in stealth. On my vehicle, I got stealth mode. On my vehicle, I got sports mode. I got different modes. Sometimes I have to be a different way, a different time. So with that being said, know your vessel. Protect your vessel. Don't let nobody trespass against your vessel. Okay? In the event that your vessel is harmed in any shape, form, or way, whether it be you, the person driving the vessel that's harmed, whether it be the vessel itself, there's a version of healing that then has to transpire. You have to go in and do the work. Sometimes you don't know you need the healing. Sometimes it's under the hood. Sometimes it's exterior. Sometimes it's easy to know. Sometimes you get the scratch, you get the dent, you get the bump, whatever that is, you get it. And okay. But it's certain, like for us in the body, we have the auto mechanism that's going to come in and that's going to repair itself. For whatever you got going on, the body has that healing mechanism. But what happens when the heart is hurt? What happens when the mind is hurt? What happens when it's something that hurts that inner child, that inner little girl, that inner little boy? What happens then? You got to go make that phone call. You got a beacon right here. The Creator got a line for you. Hey, I need help. He has a system. He got guides for you. He'll put you in a position. On the I Am Energizer podcast, I'll break this down more. I might do that later on today. I might do that video and post that and speak down to the spiritual breakdown, because a lot of people think that you just get on the line and say a prayer and it's let me speak to the manager. that is not how that works. You do not just get on the line and carrying your way through with a prayer. You ain't did no work, no nothing, and you just finna carrying your way on through a prayer. My lights off. Cut these lights on, Lord. Amen. That is not how that works. Ah, but you got a bad line. You got a bad line, man. You got a bad line. So he gave you, when they say ET phone home, he gave you that, but it's the heart. So that's why when people be like, God know my heart, because that's the truth teller right there. Your heart can't lie. Your mouth can lie and say anything. Your body can lie and say anything. You can even lie to yourself mentally, but the heart don't lie. All right. So that's how that go. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I'm over here. Let me see. What did I use for the string? Did I use I might have put this, let me see. I might have put this phone up and got this phone going and didn't even use. I didn't. I've been, it's my daughter. She sent me angry faces. Bro, what's up? I'm a podcaster now. I'm going live and talking about you. I'm just letting y'all know this is real. If y'all see, I told her I should have whooped your ass more when you was little. I remind her often. Anyway, so with that being said, well, she over here, I think she's probably one that called. Let me see. Probably did decline. Oh Lord. Look at her requesting this money. Oh man, she's hilarious. All right, so look, let me get back to it. So, when you are who you are, within your vessel, within your energy, and the things that you experience in life, that like when they said the ET phone home, oh yeah, that's right here. I'm been looking at this camera the whole time. When they say ET phone home and he had the boom, the ET phone home is similar to who you are in the glow and who you are in your heart. So when people be like, God know my heart, that is real. I didn't know it was a thing. I heard people talk about it, but that's real. I might have screwed up on some things, but God know my heart. And that's the thing. Because some of you all through intent, y'all can go in and do bad things. So we know through bad things you're doing, I know your intent and that's your heart. But if you did something you messed up, why are you talking about me? She is hilarious. With some of the things that you go through, y'all think God don't know, like you here to learn. We in a school of learning. I like to refer that to the creator, my father, the creator versus God, because there are so many versions of God that are out there. And a lot of people accept the God that somebody gave you versus figuring out God for yourself and questioning the God that somebody gave you. They just, like they gave you Santa Claus, like they gave you the Easter Bunny, like they gave you these things. You didn't go in and do the work to really identify and understand how God works. So you just operate off somebody else's version of God. And that's very confusing when you're trying to have a conversation. So the other thing that I learned too, here's another one. This one's a good one. The other one that I learned too is the same way how the creator has made, how we're a part of the creator's creation, and there's all these different versions and nobody has the same handprints, because the creator is that abundant and rich in how he creates and has never ran out of creation ideas and who we are individually. What that does remind me of is the vastness in who he is as a creator. So guess what? You could know a version of God and I could know a version of God, but we know two completely different versions of who God is. That is evidence. And Cheryl might know me how she know me at work, when I work in the medical field and I work at the hospitals and I'm doing go lives and I'm training people on how to utilize the Epic care system in a particular module. And I'm training doctors and nurses and PRNs and people at front desk and stuff like that. When I go and do that capacity of me, that's the government version of me that's going in and training people who have more experience than me, but I have the knowledge. They went to medical school and did all these things, but here they are in their time of transition. They talking to me about how to execute these things with software. So cat's out the bag. I do software implementation as well. So when I go and operate in that capacity, that's the version of me that you know. You can ask me any question. and I'm going to help you. Okay. I had one young lady one time say, "You are the most kindest, gentlest person I've ever met." And I was like, dang. Because if you went to Energizer the DJ's Instagram and he told you Energizer does not take requests, they think I'm an a-hole. They hate me. It's so many pick me's DJs in the comment that's upset and mad. So with that being said, two different versions of me. Then there's the man, the father, the guide, the coach, the minister. You got that version of me. Then you got that version of me. If you trespass against me, you go realize why you should have never trespassed against me. So if I have that capacity and you have that capacity, y'all think the creator don't have that capacity? So you can experience a version of God that is the version of God that you develop the relationship with. Okay. So I just want to put y'all up on that. This is something that I learned. So with the healing, y'all want to go in and you want to heal those things that have trespassed against you spiritually. Because what then happens is you start operating in the world through the lenses of that injured little boy or that injured little girl. And the grown, mature version of you that you need to grow, because there's about 3 ways. I have a podcast for this too. All those will be dropping within spring, because spring is the new year. That's where you drop all that good energy. So that way you can energize. I truly do. I do, DD. I do. If you only knew the hats. Because with my family, I'm a plumber, I'm an electrician, I'm a I'm a mechanic, I'm a dentist, I'm a cook, I'm a chef. Man. All right. So when you go into the healing phase of who you are, you don't want to put yourself in a position to view the world from the lenses of the hurt, because that's where you align up with hurt people. That's where that comes from. Okay. Because a hurt person views and operates and makes decisions from a hurt space. Okay. When you heal that, you now operate from a space of maturity. Oh, the podcast that I'm speaking to that's coming, that I've already recorded, it talks about the 3 ways of how change, or how we go through changes. And what I speak to is God created the consciousness and the plane of existence and what we call the earth, right? The plane or planet that you observe and you interact with every day. That's the trees, that's the dirt, that's the air, the wind, the water, all those elements, those came first. Then after a while, it got to a particular point where it matured, it grew, consciousness expanded, which I mean by like mountains, hills, and stuff like that are naturally here, waters, valleys, all of that is consciousness expressing itself through the God consciousness that we are. And as it expressed itself, it landed at a particular place that was perfect for God's, or the creator is who I'm speaking to. Because I don't know if your God do this, but I know my God does, my creator does, my father, the creator does. He then went in, and the next thing he did was go into his next version of expression on this plane of existence, which was animals. So a lot of you guys think that music is just unique to us. Music is not unique to humans. It's just another version of the creator and how we and our creator expressions came about. But if you want to know where music, hold on. Here goes to my engagement. Does anybody know where music first started? Music is the universal language. Come on, my LB in here too. That's our organization, where music is the universal language and a common bond between every race, creed, and religion. Come on, music is the universal language. Does anybody know where music started? Somebody talk to me real quick. I just want a few guesses. Come on, you see it, LB. You see the universe in here in the chat. Anybody know where music started? Somebody just give me a couple of guesses. He did create music. This is correct. But where did it come from? Where did that expression come from? You said African drums. Okay. Who else? Give me 3 more. I need 3 more examples. I'll tell you where it came from. Music came from silence. From silence, birth music, because that is after. Silence is first. Okay, I can see where that come from. Okay. And silence and music should be great companions. And I'll show you how you're very close to the answer in a funny way. Let's see. After further thought, vibration. Music is a okay, fields. Okay, one more. Give me one more. Give me one more. One more. I'm gonna tell you where it came from. A lot of people miss this. This goes in into the order of creation, in which I'm explaining to you. Music is worship to Him. It is. It is a path. Yes. It is a. It is a. You can worship in many ways. Okay. Like, for example, you can worship by taking care of your vessel. You taking care of the thing that He blessed you with, that He bestowed upon you, that you are the steward of. That's one way of worship. You being kind to others, that's another way of worship. You watching your words, your tongue towards others, your thoughts, your prayers, how you maneuver, that's another way of worship. So there are many ways of worship. So yes, music is a way of doing it. So creation comes about. The Creator creates the elements. The next thing that comes about that a lot of people forget about, mysticism of sound, explained it through yogis, tell all. Animals. Animals are then next on the Creator's list after the elements and the home that we have. And music is God's very essence. I like that, DD. So from there, animals come about, and through the expansiveness of who the Creator is, He then goes and plants all these little small versions of expressions in animals. Come on, come on. So you see how you put that together? Come on, you clicking. Best little whole house in Texas. But you clicking now. You see how you catching it. But you've been in tune the whole chat. So a lot of you have been tuned into. You know, on this platform, which in 3 hours I'm gonna be doing at 6 p.m. Central, we going New Jack Swing. I don't come to this side of my who I am and my being, the Energizer, the DJ. I don't go into this because this is over a lot of people's heads. So I just normally just stay in my lane of the DJ aspect. But now that I know that a lot of y'all can have these convos, I'm gonna open up another channel, and then we could talk about this. I love this for y'all. Come on. So yes. So the next thing that comes is the animals. So the consciousness that's initially created is the home to the animals. And then as the Creator, see, a lot of y'all just think, again, the Creator is a genie. Your God might be a genie. You might think, oh, I'm gonna just ask God for something. He gonna make it happen. I know I would have turned, but you think I'm a genie. You think I'm gonna make it happen, but that ain't how it worked. So with that being said, that's not how your God may be a genie. My God is not. My Father, the Creator, he don't work on genie time. He on His time, and He operates and has systems in place, because any smart creator puts systems in place. If you're a father of a household, it's systems in place. If you're a mother of a household, it's systems in place. If you're a coach, it's systems in place. If you're a minister, a pastor, you over any congregation, it's systems in place. If you work at a job and you drive trucks, guess what? You get into a truck that got systems in place. You got that? You go to a job, a corporation, guess what? You are part of that system in place. When you call customer service and say, yeah, y'all didn't do A, B, C, and D, you talking to the system that's in place. That's how that go. So with that being said, He put the animals out, and He created small versions of expression in those animals that are unique. And He also honed His skills in creation, because y'all just think He just made man. No, the evidence of the animals being first, we already knew, but a lot of people forget, and they don't associate that with creation. That was a Creator practicing. He had to learn and figure that out, because if you look at anything else about the Creator or God, He got it out the mud. So when you keep talking about getting it out the mud, He got it out the mud. You had to go figure it out. So that's another thing. And a lot of us, like this guy that I work with in a nightclub, and he had this, the feminine energy of him was like, he always would complain and gripe and whine like the feminine of an angry woman. And it was like, men don't do that. But here's the thing. He would always come back and say, man, I figured it out. It was this. So one day I got tired of complaining, and I told him, I said, let me tell you something. You got the same gift that I got. You know what that gift is? God gave you the gift of figuring it out. That is a Creator gift, and everyone does not have it. You understand me? Everyone don't got it. Sometimes you need, that's why you have guidance. That's why you have spiritually, you have guides. That's why sometimes people come into your life and provide you with certain information. Y'all think it's by coincidence that 17 of y'all in here today and whoever's on the YouTube, however many of y'all is here that's tuned in, you think that y'all showed up here today and I'm not sliding y'all this word? You think that this is just by coincidence? It's no coincidence. Some of y'all might have needed this in your heart. Some of y'all might have needed certain validities and certain puzzle pieces put together, whereas you know it's a puzzle. You might have certain pieces, but it's like, I can't really make out the picture. Then boom, you get the picture and things start lining up. That's why I'm here. I'm the gifts that have been given to me are the things that I got to pass on now. Because if I hold on to it, I'm being selfish. And that's not why God put us here. He put us here. The creator put us here to be able to share with one another. And that's the same thing he did with the animals and the system created. So the point that I'm making about with music is music came first from the animals. All that chirping and humming and what whales make with their vibrations and dolphins make their noises in the waters. And you have certain crickets, reptiles and all these things that come about. Look at we a lot are like turtles. We're very similar to, if you ever go do your research on turtles, you'll realize how close we are with turtles. It's some weird stuff, but we really are. So you can see where he borrowed and honed and kept practicing those things, and then we came about. But the reason why I brought up the animals and the music, it ties into what I talked about, where you're the butterfly and you need the cocoon and all of that. Let's wrap this all up. In who we are, we have three ways that we look at the animals and how animals change. One is what's called maturitization, developmental maturitization. And what that is, it's like chemical, like for us, like we go through puberty and stuff. So that developmental maturitization not only happens in our body as we change, but it happens in the mind, or it should nonetheless. You should know that the things that you do as a boy and the things that you do as a child, the things you do as a young lady, the things that you do as a girl are different than the things that you do in the lenses that you should have as a grown man. I don't know why I'm burping, or a grown woman talking too fast. So that's one way of maturing. It's evidence in animals, chimps and chimpanzees and those type of mammals and stuff. They do it too. The next one, which I figured out in the maturitization, was what's called camouflage or chameleon. See, a lot of people do it, and I thought about it. I said, okay, how are we? I was like, they do it in animals. That you have a chameleon, you have a mimic octopus, an octopus that can go in and change its shape and colors and stuff to mimic 18 different predators, and it's doing it from a survival standpoint, and it can shape shift and do all these things. Why would it do that? Why would the chameleon do that? Because it's based on survival. It's based on adaptation. Guess what? As humans, we do that. So some of these people that run around with tattoos on their face and they take on this thug persona and all of that, these really be sensitive people. These really be empathic people. These really be people that are really just trying to camouflage, and they're trying to fit into a particular environment, because if they really showed how sensitive they were, how certain things that they see that hurt animals or hurt people and things like that, it makes them cry, and it brings them down, and it hurts them internally, that they can feel that. Like me, I didn't know that other people didn't experience this, but like if I'm watching something or I'm seeing somebody and they fall, I feel it in my skin. Like it makes my heart skip a beat. But I remember being little and be like, you felt that? And they'd be like, huh? What? Okay. And I just kind of left it alone. But what I realized is that, okay, that's an empath. That's the type of person that is certain energies that we feel. So think about being empathic and a DJ. You think I don't feel the rhythm that you feeling? You think I don't know that the reason why you coming up and requesting the song that you coming and requesting is because I played cadences and music and energies that led you to that thought. I made you think that thought. That's why you're coming to me doing that. I remember when I was on vinyl and people would come and ask for a request, which didn't happen often, but they come and let's just say I'm playing music and they be like, man, can you play Doing the Butt? And I got Doing the Butt record on the vinyl right now spinning. I'll stop the record, turn it towards them and tell them to read it. Look, I'll look at them, look at the vinyl, look at them, look at the vinyl, look at them, look at the vinyl. And they look and be like, oh, my bad. You got it, man. I know I got it. Now let me do my thing. So the camouflage is, I realize a lot of times people camouflage themselves And what happens? They try to disguise who they really are. So some people do it to bring change. Other people do it to fit in. So that's camouflage that's naturally within who we are, but it's evidenced in the animals. Okay. Then, come on, DD. Then a mask. There you go. Come on. Then the next one is metamorphosis. And metamorphosis is what I talk to with and y'all finna see beautifully how I bring this all together because I just dropped y'all something. I'm bringing some other thing. I'm teaching my ass off today. So energetic cloaking. There you go. So that's a good one. Energetic cloaking. So from there, you metamorphosis. And that's the example that I brought up with the butterfly. That's where the solitude comes in. That's where the boundaries come in. That's where you have to have that isolation where God has his time with you. God's system has its time with you. Your guides have your time with you, and it allows you to change and correct some things and fix some things and put yourself in a position to grow, to ascend. That's the point of that. So that's where the metamorphosis come from. So if you don't do none of those things, you don't grow, you get stuck. Oh, you the same person. Oh, you wasting our time. Oh, look at you. You were jamming last Friday in Detroit. Okay, look at you. You showed up. Listen, I got my Energizer minister. Y'all, so y'all don't think I'm playing. I got my Energizer ministerial hat on today. Let me see if it show up right here. Look, y'all. I think I'm BSing. I got my Energizer ministerial hat on today. What that say? Musical minister. So I'm not playing. So I got my ministerial hat on today. So I just went ahead and started preaching today and letting it loose. But I'm glad you came out, KD merchandiser, Energizer merchandiser. I'm riding with that. I'm glad you came out. I'm glad. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. So the energy cloaking, man, I like that. That best little whole house in Texas you own. Your name might be a little off, but your name is funny as hell. But you okay, come on. Your spirit cap. Okay. Didi, you an empath? I see you mention that. You said I do that too. You an empath, love? I'm wondering. So that might be why some of y'all receive the music and understand the music the way y'all do when I'm DJing, because y'all be feeling that energy. Yes, they portrayed characters in the Bible as whores. They were actually healers. Okay. So Didi, look at you. Look at us having something in common. So that's why some of y'all might be feeling the energy that I put out as a DJ. Y'all receive it so well because empathically y'all are receiving my communication. Look at me learning something about my followers today. But yeah. They shunned him. Like the story of I like to talk about the stories from the real aspect. I don't like to talk about the stories from a aspect of like of trying to control you and all of that, because that ain't my job. That ain't who I'm here for. The creator provided you a gift. It's called free will, and I ain't here to control you while everybody else in this world is trying to figure out a way to control you. So that's why I don't go into certain biblical stories, because I don't want it to look like a manipulation on how I'm using a story to tell you something. But in David, there was a story where David was specifically told to do something, and then where it talks about like Samuel and the kings that he came from. And one of those kings where he had specifically said that he was specifically told by God to do a particular thing, and he didn't do that particular thing. And then at that point, he was trying to figure out why things bad were going on. And then he ends up going to a lady who was a channeler, who was a woman who pulled up the king before him and I think it was Samuel. And whoever this king was, I forgot his name, but whoever this king was, he pulled him back up from the dead. And he was like, bro, what happened here? And he was like, bro, you didn't listen. He told you to do A, B, C, and D, and you didn't do A, B, C, and D. But he was like, but from the lady who ends up channeling this guy, he's like, man, I know you lying. I know, like when we say rest in peace, I know you didn't call me back for this when I specifically told you when I was alive not to do this. So, I mean, real life, this is a thing, but they talk about it. But yeah, they, oh, okay. This just hit me. So let me speak on this too. Here's the other one. Other one. This is the more of time to send together. I hope y'all getting this gumbo today, because I am cooking. So the other thing about it that you spoke to about how they were portrayed in the Bible as whores and they were those things. Here's the other thing. when you have particular gifts, this is what I talked about your haters early. And I say how your haters be having spiritual gifts to recognize your potential and understand who you are, but they don't know what to do with those spiritual gifts. So they just sit around and hate versus contributing towards being able to see people's potential and help them guide or tell them what that thing is that they see in them that they might not see in themselves. When you have those gifts and you don't use them for good, there's going to be some things that come with that. Because I know I didn't give you this free car and you just ran around and did bad things to people. See how that worked? God gives you a car. He gives you a vessel. And you just ran around doing bad things to people in that vessel he gave you for free. Make that make sense. So that's the most simple way that I can put it. So think about that. So biblically speaking, some of those people back then might have been using their gifts in a bad way. So that might have been the consequence, how people were handling that. And then in other aspects, what do you think is going to happen when you spiritually in tune and you pick up on certain things? Everybody in today's space, if you sit back long enough and watch, they gang up on people who try to make change. They gang up on people who try to bring good energy. They gang up on people who want to be the person that speak up. I'm trying to sit up here and do, there you go, intuition, come on with it. Karmaically, there you go, karmaically. And karma, I had to break this down in a simple way. Karma is just the consequence system. You make certain choices and decisions. You put out a particular energy. There is a particular currency that's going to flow and come back around to you. So it's saying the same thing as choices, decisions, consequences. You have a choice to make. You have free will. The decision is made. From there, there's a cause and effect or a consequence. And based on karmaically how you act, if you treat people bad, if every time you get money and the creator, quote unquote, blesses you with money or you do things to get it, and then you look up and you act mightier than people, you talk down on people, you at the DJ booth, treating the DJ bad, trying to demand a song and you're not requesting the song, you talking crazy to him and tell him, yeah, I make more money than you anyway. You broke, and you do all of that, and you keep treating people a particular type of way. Yeah, karmically, it's showtime. You go, yeah, it's gonna come back around. That goes around, come back around. Yeah. But when you treat people good, when you see people, you smile at them, you say, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hey, do you mind if I such and such? Or I see a young lady, I open up the door for her, or I treat people with good energy. Yeah, that's gonna come back around. That energy or that reciprocation or remember, God knows my heart. He gonna know my heart. So if something go down and it's some BS that's gonna go down, the truth gonna come out about it. You can paint me in a particular light and make it seem like I'm a particular way, but it's gonna be enough people in my 43 years of living. It's gonna be enough people to speak up and say, nah, that ain't who he is. I know him. That's not him. That's not his character. You lying. It's something more to that. You can sit out here and put out what you put out, but let's go investigate it because that don't look right. It's going to be enough people to know that because karmaically, I done put out enough good energy and enough people know who I really am. So let's tie it all together and let's put this in the bowl. The reason I speak about those things, and I spoke about the point of healing, and I have also the memory gift as well to understand where I've putting these things up on the board as I'm going through and explaining this to you guys. What I spoke about when I was bringing up the point about healing is as you go through the metamorphosis, and I gave you the 3 ways of how those changes come about. Man, I hope somebody took some notes today. The way how those things come about, you have to go in and heal, because if you don't go heal, you don't go get rid of the baggage, you don't go address that version, those eyes, those skewed eyes, those trauma eyes, you'll never be able to grow and ascend to where you ascend to. If the memory of the caterpillar stuck as the caterpillar and did not move in the fashion of grabbing the energy and the food and the tools that it needed to then create innately that it knows that it wants to ascend, and it gets the cocoon, it never becomes the butterfly to where it can ascend and be free and do those things. It'll be stuck crawling. It'll be stuck wiggling like larvae. That's what it'll be stuck doing. Do you hear me? Anybody that wants this live today and y'all want to go back over it and just listen to it and enjoy it and all that other good stuff, hit me up on the DMs. I'll send it to you. But anyway, and I'm gonna post this too. I'll put this on YouTube so people can check this out. Hopefully YouTube is still recording, because it'll be on the what is that called? It'll be on the Energizer. Man, I preached in here today. It'll be on the Energizer the DJ channel, because this is good. We 2 hours in here. 6 p.m. tonight Central Time on February 25th, 2026. We New Jack Swing partying today on TikTok. I'm going live. So with that being said, protect your vessel. Don't let nobody impede or trespass upon it. You take full responsibility of your vessel, your healing. You take care of who you are in your being. That is your first responsibility, self-preservation. And so another point to that, I've never drank, never smoked, never done anything to harm this vessel from that aspect. Now, where I messed up at in my being a young man and not having those trauma eyes healed, I messed up through the type of women that I dealt with. That's another one. The type of people that you associate with, that you lay in bed with, that you go out and party with, the type of that type of crowd and all of that, that appetite, that's something that'll get you. The type of men you around, the type of company that you keep, that's something that'll get you. See, I got a podcast that's a young lady comes in and talks about, thank you, Ro, that comes and talks about self-love. That's gonna be a pretty good one when you check that out. I'll let y'all know. I'm glad y'all tapped in because this lets me know that y'all can check me out on the I Am Energizer podcast on YouTube. I don't know why I kept looking up at the other camera. Anyway, I've never drank, never smoked, never done any of that. I wasn't harming the vessel, but the type of women that I had dealt with, eventually I ran into the type of women that subconsciously were like my mom. And these were not the type of women that I needed to be with. But because I didn't heal the lenses of that little boy in me, the abused little boy that came from the woman that she was hurt, she had trauma. And that's the episode where I talked to I Ain't Mad at You. Because what I realized for my mom is that in her having me, she didn't have me from a healed space. She had me from a trauma space. She didn't have a particular love. She searched for love in men. She had a stepdad. He was abusive. Her and my grandma didn't have the best of relationship. My grandmother might not have been as motherly nurturing. My mom probably came into this world with a particular energy, and that might have made them butt heads and challenged them. And then stepdad comes about, whoever her biological dad is, they didn't have a great relationship. It turns out she experienced some version of molestation and some type of abuse, some type of being beaten, that type of abuse and all of that. So when you're 18 years old and you have a son, are you really prepared to treat your son and do right by your son in a particular way? Are you really in the position that when God gifts you with who I am, are you really in a position to nurture him and put him in a position to be the best version of him? Or do you go and abuse him? And do you put him in a position to where he's unprotected as well? And then he experiences the same abuses that you experienced at some point. Hello? Somebody read through the lines there. So now when I stand up and I say no request, that's my boundary. That's like as if I was a man or a woman and I'm in the sexual space and a person tries to push themselves upon me and I say no. What does no mean? No, ladies. If you in a position and you tell a man no, what does no mean? Somebody tell me in the chat what no means. Y'all, somebody tell me in the chat. Well, I check my no means no. Come on, Best Little Whole House. Because in Best Little Whole House, I don't care what the name is. If the name say no, that means no. So if I got a boundary created and I am telling you, I don't want to contract with you, I don't want to do business with you, I don't want to take your money, I don't want to enter into the terms and conditions of it. If you roll up on me in any shape, form, or fashion, and I tell you no, and I tell you stop, and I say and I say I don't want to do this, that means no. So if I say no request, it means no request. That's what that means. So I don't care what it is. When you voice and state what it is what it is. And so that's the something within me that I know. And I've been violated. I've been trespassed against. And the thing that I learned within that, was it's not until you stand up in your power that the abuser will stop abusing. That's how that works. Do you hear me? It's not till you stand up in your power. My mama used to talk wild, talk crazy. I was about 15 years old. Yeah, I was coming up on Energizer. When I was coming up on the name Energizer, and this we button head. She talk crazy, and she know I got her mouth, so I'm responding back. But she waits till like I'm in the closet and saying something. I'm stupid. I'm talking noise and me then walked into the closet and go to get some. And she come around that corner, leaning, coming in, swinging, light me up. And through years of that abuse, it was one of them days. It was something that I said. And I waited on her because today was not the day. I'd been on the tail end of a lot of abuse for a long time. And yeah, I love you. Yeah, I care about you. Yes, you are the twinkle in my eye. And I appreciate you being the vessel in the waters that provided me life. But guess what? You are the same person that I got to stand up to today. And as my abuser, I got to tell you, we're not doing that today. So guess what? I came out that closet with the strong arm. We're not doing that. Don't put your hands on me no more. And I had to stand up in my power. So if I got to stand up in my power, and my mother, who was my abuser since she started whooping me at a young age to about 15. So let's just say if I got whoopings from about 3 years old to about 15 years old, that's my abuser of over 10 years. If I can stand up in my power to that person, and these are serious abuses that I experienced. At one point, had a CPS caseworker. She had some strong, like Russian or some type of strong accent or something like that. She was a very big woman as well. She would come in and she would talk to us, and you only buying time because when you leave, my abuser will abuse. Once this case is over, my abuser will go back to abusing. So it's nothing you gonna do, ma'am. You just buy me time from no abuse in the meantime. So anyway, um, so anyway, from there, I had to stand up to that person. And so me standing up to that person, it then puts me in the position to know that, oh, that's how this works. When a person goes to trespass against you, you let them know no means no, and you stand up. So when I'm in any capacity, if I tell you no, it means no. If I'm in a DJ booth and I say I don't want to take requests, my no means no. You respect that. And for any of you, I mean the same exact thing. If any one of you are in the position that you were in and a person goes to play with you or goes to trespass against you, your no means no. And that is the responsibility that you have to your vessel. Okay. So for those who have experienced any of these things that I've spoken to, you got to go in and heal those things. And that will help you developmentally mature, developmental maturization. That's a version of how you change. That will help you, a lot of you, when you go heal those things and get the tools to heal those things, because some of us don't have them and you need to heal them. When you go in and heal those things, it's going to put you in the position to come out of camouflage mode. If you was in the chat earlier, I spoke about camouflage modes. These are the three things that I'm speaking to right now on how animals change. And what I put two and two together for those who just got here, what I put two and two together is how the creator used the animals and how a lot of the things that we experience in humans are resembled animals because he created animals first. And that's how he practiced and honed his skills on being the creator. So a lot of the themes that we experience are in them. So developmental maturization, you mature through healing. That's one of the hugest ways that you can mature and let certain things go that you can't take with you when you become that thing. Like as a boy, I did boy things, but as a man, I put down, like when those sayings, it's the same thing, developmental maturization. So then you come in, I knew I was not from earth at a young age. Yeah, because I knew I was not from earth at a young age. And I'll tell you how you know that, because throughout now, some people don't believe this, and that's okay. Because for some of you, it might be the case. So I'm not here to impress upon you what your beliefs are. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what I know and what the version of the creator that I've experienced and what I know to be true and what I am the physical manifestation of. I've been here before many times, and those things help me be who I am. So when you say I knew I was not from earth at a young age, what you are identifying with is the spiritual version of you, which is the real you. And I know I'm talking about developmental maturization, camouflage, and I was in that point. I'll come back to it. I appreciate y'all staying with me because my brain be moving. That's why I try not to go with the comments, because it'll bring in a new thought and I'll get to going on that. So with that, spiritual you see how I got lighter when I do that? You see how bright it got in the room? Spiritual you is up here. Okay. That's the real existence. Spiritual. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. The things you do to the body now affect spirits. The decisions that you make and all the things that you learn in this school of life that you're going through, or you're like a superhero with gifts and you got to learn how to manage those gifts. Even in the Jesus aspect, you don't hear nothing about his school years. right? Even in who the character and the people that believe in him, you don't hear about his developmental years. Let's think about all the things that he did. He could have been at a party turning up and then just hopped on water. There's a pool nearby. He had a pool party. And next thing you know, he get up there and start dancing on the pool. And then next thing you know, he got everybody else dancing on the pool and everybody else trying to figure out like, how we end up on this pool? You don't know what he went through. So that's what we going through. We go through a life of having superpowers because everybody has their version of a gift. We're in this school and we trying to figure these things out. That's what we doing. So with us doing those things, in order for you to make them better, in order for them to grow, in order for them to be the best version of you that you can be, you got to heal those things and learn them. So you got to come out that camouflage. And then the metamorphosis. If the larvae never went into a caterpillar and got itself and rolled on through here with the furry fuzzy that looks spiky and ill, if the caterpillar didn't do that and chomp down on all the things it needed to do to continue to grow, because in the things that it eat while it's crawling and it's on the dirt, it's on the ground, it's on the plant, and all those things, if it doesn't do those things that it innately knows that I need to do to get me to the next level, it probably don't know this is gonna fly. But the aspiration of who the caterpillar is innately knows I got to be bigger than this. That's how you should be thinking in your spirit. Oh, this is good. That's how you should be thinking in your spirit as who you are in your spiritual. Right now, as a baby, you larva state, right? But when you hit who you are in your adult years, you got to come out of that larva state. You got to go into caterpillar state. You got to go and consume the things that's going to give you the tools so that you can make that cocoon. And when you go into heal, you go into heal the things that you've been through, and you get that isolation, you get that growth, you get that isolation with God, because God don't like no noise. He want undivided attention when he make you to be who you are, and you trying to be from that caterpillar, from that larva, you trying to be that beautiful butterfly that everybody admires, loves, and shines. Even if nobody does admire and shines, you know that you could flap them wings and go anywhere that you can go. Come on. So with that being said, I done broke some of these things down. So you can't metamorphosis if you got a backpack on your back. Caterpillar. You can't take a backpack into the cocoon. You unhealed. Why you feel like you need that? Because when you finna fly caterpillar, you can't have a backpack on wings. Who got backpack on wings? Y'all ever seen a bird with a backpack on? I ain't talking about no messenger pigeon either. That's artificial. I'm talking about in real. I'm talking about in real existence. Come on. Who has ever seen anything that flies with a backpack on? Because that butterfly can't take the backpack, and it don't take no treasure chest. It don't take no trauma chest into the cocoon with him. And even all that spiky, furry, and as cute as that caterpillar looks, it don't take none of that with him when he become the butterfly. Marlo, what's happening? It don't take none of that with him. Okay? So take care of your vessel. Heal what you need to heal. Go through what you need to go through to heal. And I'm telling you through personal experience, through spiritual counseling, because the human aspect of counseling, nobody sat down and gave me the counseling like I needed to. In the flesh, I received it, yes, but it was spiritually, it was done through the physical. So it tied those two together, and it had to go talk to that little boy in me. And it's even certain things that I experienced that I realized I was viewing life through those little boy trauma lenses. And in order for me to be the man that I'm gonna be, I gotta go ahead and I gotta let go. Well, hold on. Before I let go, I gotta heal those little boy traumas so that that little boy can go skip and go to the playground, and he could go have fun, and he can go have a good time, and he can do all the things that he needs to do. Okay. That's why I got to heal that little boy. And then for me now, I got big boy lenses, because what I'm going through in my adult years, the guy that stands up, the guy that enforces his boundaries, the guys that understands consequences, the guy that takes accountability, the guy that's a man, that coaches, that guides, that ministers, that is a brother, that is all these things that I am. The little boy wasn't that. And if I hold on to little boy trauma, I can't be the man that I am to everyone else and to myself, to my vessel, if I don't let go and I hang on to that backpack. Come on, DD. It transforms to a new body and a new beginning. Come on. So you don't run around with that trauma backpack. So I'm just letting y'all know today. I don't know why I did it. I mean, I know why, because some of y'all needed to hear it. And for who I am, because I've done so much spiritual work. Um, I want y'all to be on the upside of my energy. So I guess empathically, I'm communicating this to y'all. So that way, because our energy is connected, I'm letting y'all know, hey, you want to be connected energetically with me. Hey, let's take care of some things so you can still meet the qualifications to ride this ride. So I think that has to be one of the reasons today why I didn't put this good energy out. This just started on me ranting about the song request viral video that I got that's 2 years old. Um, it is. Okay. Yeah, it is time. That's it. Okay. Come on. So Pastor, my fingers in the air. I gotta go, sir. Didi, have a good one. See y'all at 6 o'clock. Let me see. Okay. I got 1 minute and 30 seconds left because I like to end on the even time. So I'm gonna end at 2:40. I've been on 2 hours, 40 minutes, 38 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ride it out. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in today on February 25th, 2026. 6 p.m. I'm going live. I'm partying. I'm doing my thing. And we're gonna have a good time. I gotta pay something before 3, please, bro. I paid you. Oh, my daughter is being a good father means that you will end up getting bullied by the little princess that you had. That's what being a good father gets you. If you a good father, you gonna get bullied. I get bullied almost daily by my daughter. And I have to remind her who I am and why she shouldn't bully me. I just wish she wouldn't bully me all the time. She just bullies me so much. Oh, she's such a bully. Oh, I thought I paid her already. What happened? Okay. Sorry. She really gonna bully me after this. Sorry. It just went through. All right. I told her I was on live. I'm a podcaster now. What's happening? What's happening, Miss Arthur Lee? So, patience, she is developed. You listen, that's another one. So I did another podcast episode that speaks about how good parents are taken for granted. And that what ends up happening is, as good parents, our kids, we have overcompensated for a lot of the things that we experienced in our traumas, and as the unhealed children that we are, and we use those traumas to navigate through our kids and created this boundary and this cocoon and this particular way that we handled them. And then it just turned around and enabled them to be them little tyrants that a lot of them end up being, them little bullies. With they little oh, she bullied me. I would show y'all what she said, but I think she specifically said what she said on purpose. But in short, in short form, she said I was a part of the she used the term that was a part of the L. She said, thank you. She said, okay, I got it. Thank you. And she said, in short, that I'm a part of the LGBTQ LMNOP community. She used the term on the end of it. You see how I get bullied? But my own daughter. Showed her so much love growing up. You know how people be like, I don't need him. I'm the mama and the daddy. That's how it was in my situation. So I was in relationships and they, did motherly things, or whatnot, but I was mom and the daddy too. Anyway, so as good parents, we overcompensate for the things that we went through. And then we turn around and we create these little interesting people that we now have to try to figure out because they operate from lenses on never going through any of those traumas. So that's why you got to heal them. That's why you got to heal those traumas. So you can stop viewing through those lenses and you as a whole person can operate from those lenses. So, and then even as a man, even as a man, let me see if I can mute this. Tupac's back, which was an actor and a great thespian, by the way. Um, so as a parent, we end up creating these people and we don't really know who they are. And something that I picked up on was when you operate from a space of not being healed, it affects all and contaminates all the other things that you experience. And it doesn't allow you to operate from a space of growth. It doesn't allow you to operate from a space of developmental maturitization. It doesn't allow you to operate from a lens of 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 being healed. So as a man, let's say I enter into a relationship with a young lady and the young lady says, "Hey, I protect my body. I'm not into sleeping around. Um, I've only been with these amount of people and I'm in long-term relationships. I've protected my body my whole life." And then you show up and you got three side chicks, you drink, you smoke, you around people that are questionable characters. That's anti who she is. She's protected herself her whole life and you do all these crazy things. Let's say you show up with a young man and he's been maybe coddled in a particular way, but he's been protected from being around a particular type of women. And then you come in after being around the type of people you grew up with, and then you go to turn him out. You weren't supposed to be around that. But you operate from an unhealed place. Oh, you're too square for me. You don't live. You don't blah, 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 blah. Well, he operates from a particular space. Now, as parents, it's the same way. If as a parent, I experienced particular things against me that I didn't prefer. And then I have you and I don't resolve or heal that trauma, then you come about. I don't know what to look for and I don't operate from that position from you. Or I might overcompensate. Sometimes that happens too. And this is where being a good parent doesn't help. I'm gonna touch that unequally yoked and I'm gonna get up out of here. As a parent, the healed part is important because as a parent, you can go in and you can operate from a healed place. And when you learn how to heal as a parent, you can teach your child how to navigate through that as well. I wish I could stay longer. I'm at work. Have a blessed day. All right, Mary, I'm gonna holler at you. Come back later, 6 o'clock on February 25th, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. We doing New Jack Swing. All right. I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna let y'all make it. I always question my my children made intentions. I'm riding with you, Joanne. I'm riding with you. All right, y'all get back to work. I appreciate y'all taking this time out with me today. I might start doing some of these more. Visit. Let me see. Let her visit with the right human empath. There you go. Come on. Let me see. I was visiting mom, aka I was okay. I was a visiting mom, aka stepmom. Okay, look at you. Stepmama's underrated. Stepdad's underrated. Stepping up, unequally yoked. I've been in one of those relationships where I liked the young lady. Ooh, I liked her so much. I never understood what the heck that unequally yoked thing meant. But I beg the question on the yoking aspect. And I think that's a whole nother 2 hours. I'm gonna make a podcast about unequally yoked because I really like that girl. She was sweet. I had a crush on her. And then she strung me along in a way and got what she wanted out of me from that thing, that thing what Lauren Hill was talking about. And it was like, just unequally yoked. It's like, yeah, I'm like 3-4 years younger than you. Clearly, I'm like 20. Like you're 24, 25. Yeah, duh, we're unequally quote unquote yoked. But why would we be in the same eggshell? I'm me for a reason. You're you. Maybe the version of who you are could have helped taught me or guided me or educated me on a few things. And so what I tried to be in certain relationships that I was in, if I knew a person didn't have certain tools, like wasn't good naturally at banking or was irresponsible in those things, I'm gonna put them up on game. And for a real partner, that's how it works. If you just get with a person that's completely like you, you're not really gonna grow like that. You're not really gonna grow like that. Because y'all just all go do the same thing. But if you get with a partner that has some different things that's going to challenge you and who you are. And y'all could be polar opposites in a way that's going to bring out the growth in you. And if you both look at each other and operate in love and in growth and in healing and in transformation and in patience and in guidance and those things, man, man, that's a great thing. And that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. All right. I had two. Okay. Yeah. I got 20 seconds, y'all. And unconditional love. Yeah. I dated a young lady and I realized everything about her was conditional. Like, oh, bro, I operate with you with unconditional love and you operate very conditional. She looked me in my optical lenses and said, mine is very conditional. Okay, this is not who I needed to be with. I learned a lot of hard lessons with that one, but I dodged the bullet. I think my magnet, not just like me, we gotta go. Huh. Okay. Now you've been, man, it's some of y'all in here that's definitely tuned in what I be on. Okay. All right. Much love, much peace, much guidance, much healing, and all those things. And look, um, man, y'all hit me in the DMs if y'all want the link to this. I'll send it over to you. I'll cut it into its own deal in how I recorded it today. Or I'll send y'all the link over to the Energizer THA DJ YouTube channel because I'm still recording there. I'll send y'all to that channel and y'all could check this out and go back and check out some of the subject matter. But let's see. Nice to meet with you and see you solo. Heard so much about you. Keep doing your thing. It's a pleasure. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And so for me and who I am, yes, in the masculine who I am and the energy in who I am, divinely masculine who I am, I don't play that. But I don't play that about me. And I don't play that about the vessel that the creator provided me. And I don't play that about the vessel that not only do I have to protect, but those around me who I have to protect. And I use that same energy that I use with the people that I DJ for. I'm here to protect you. So I take my role as a steward very serious. I don't take it for granted. And in the same time, while I have to have that role, at the same time, you're going to get the biggest smile from me. You're going to get love from me. You're going to get ministerial guidance from me. You're going to get coaching from me. You're going to get brotherly advice from me. You're going to get the human of who I am. I am more than happy to share that with you. So make sure you guys check out the I Am Energizer podcast on YouTube. Make sure you check out Energizer THA DJ on YouTube. That's my other station. That's where I post like a lot of my mixes and stuff like that, or trying to build that channel up. And then thank you guys for tuning in on TikTok, man. Y'all been the greatest. I hit 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'll be back in 3 hours. I'll be back. So at 6 p.m. today, Central Time, New Jack Swing, we partying. It's a Wednesday on February 25th. For anybody that's looking at this and you going to look for me on podcasts and the times is different. It's changed. Y'all see the light? Yeah, y'all see that glow? It's a reason why I got that glow. All right, y'all have a good one. And I'm glad you guys allowed me to share spiritually who I am with you today versus just being a DJ. I get to share the spirit of Energizer versus just, hey, no request. So yeah, have a great one. Thank you to all the gifters. Y'all were amazing for all your gifts. I always appreciate that. It definitely helps me navigate through this life. So much love there. And all the new followers, thank you. And yeah, we can bond more. And user 553-8733283-965. I'm gonna holler at you. Y'all have a great one. Maria. Notifications, please, like Maria said. Notifications. Obrigado, Maria. And gracias. Let's see. And it's definitely a pleasure to have you guys chime in and listen. I didn't think anybody cared to listen, but y'all wrote on with me. Boy, guess I underestimated myself. Man, listen, we'll start doing some of these lives and let y'all check out the podcasting and we could talk and y'all can give me some of that content and some of that feedback. Man, that would be dope. All right, y'all have a great one. 2 hours and 51 minutes. Oh, I'm off my time. All right, blessings to you guys and see y'all later. We are always here. Thank you, Paula. Look at you sliding in. All right, in 3 hours, I'm gonna see y'all. We go party out and have a great time. All right. Y'all have a good one. See y'all in 3. New Jack Swing. We partying. I didn't make the 100%, y'all. I'm sorry, my statistics. I'm reading my statistics over here, and I got 99% on TikTok. And I didn't get 100, and normally you say 100. So it's just a competitive version of me. Maybe I'll edit. Maybe I'll edit this version out on YouTube. Y'all have a great one, and thank y'all for tuning in. And nothing but love and peace and happiness to you all. And I wish a lot of you healing so that you can become a better version of who you are. And I'm a cuss in the car because I wanted the 100%, and the competitive side of me really wanted the 100%, but I of the other creators that I'm better than. Y'all have a great day, and thank you for tuning in to this live stream.